As we get older, we start paying attention to what we put in our bodies. I personally have been listening to my body since I was 18 when I went vegan. I've always been focused on my health. It's super important, mental and physical health. But it's really important for people who are just starting to get more healthy and trying to step up their life. Doing your homework, reading the labels, researching and verifying everything that's quality. It's part of the game these days. That's why I started drinking AG1s. I'm so proud to have them sponsor my podcast. AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut support and is backed by multiple research studies so you can trust what you're putting into your body. We're all so busy these days, so just throw a pack of AG1 in the morning into a cup of water and shake it up and drink it. I love the way it tastes. I do it every single morning. It's part of my routine. I bring the packets on tour. It's an incredible life changer for me. Many supplements only reference research from ingredients in their product, but I trust AG1 in my daily routine because it's constantly putting the formula to the test. It's backed by multiple research studies. And one of those research studies, AG1 was shown to have double the amount of healthy bacteria in the gut, which is super important because these help digestion in the immune system and the immune health. And these bacteria are known to help with digestion as well, gas and bloating, which I freaking need. And it also promotes regular bowel movements, what I can attest to. In another research study, 97% participants felt more energy after 30 days, and 91% of the participants noticed that they needed less coffee after 60 days. I quit coffee like 5 months ago. I know I'm good on that. But AG1 is packed with a variety of nutrient-dense ingredients and is the perfect complement to my healthy diet. I drink it because I know it's going to work and it gives me peace of mind covering all my nutrition bases for the day. In fact, I trust it so much, that's why I'm spreading the word about it. That's why it sponsors my podcast. Thanks to Angie Huberman for turning me on to AG1s, connecting me with them, and now they're part of my podcast. It's so easy and satisfying to start your day with AG1s. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of the vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your purchase at drinkag1.com/OLLC. That's drinkag1.com/OLLC. It's never been a better time to focus on your health and wellness and get back on track, man. Take control of your daily health. Health is wealth. Gotta give a big shout out to Liquid Death. I've been in a band called H2O for 30 years. And my first real job with a company is a water brand. Go figure. Love you, Liquid Death. Love the people. Love the brand. Love the concept. Love what they give back. Love the community. Love what they do for the environment. You can go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on any of their merchandise that they make. They have such incredible collabs. Also, if you want to hear the story of the CEO, my good friend Mike Cesario, on the podcast, you can go to episode 115, part 1. And then 2 years later, we dropped a part 2, which is episode 275 with the CEO, Mike Cesario. Just a man from Delaware with a dream, worked at a marketing company, and made this become a reality. Liquid Death is an incredible company, incredible water, incredible people. And I'm super, super honored to be part of them. They sponsor my life. They sponsor everything, my family. So go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on anything you want to buy on that site. If you want to get water, it's exclusively on Amazon.com. Murder your thirst, y'all. Welcome to the One Life, One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morris.
Yep.
Good morning, Mr. Chappelle Lacey. Thank you for being here.
Always. As always.
And today we have a legend. I don't know how to even introduce this person.
Chappelle's dad?
Biological dad, Mr. Kevin McDonald. Thank you so much for being here. We'll get into all your other nicknames later, but thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Just hanging out with you for the past, meeting you yesterday, talking to you on FaceTime. Just a lot of your mannerisms, just a lot of the things after knowing Chappelle. It's so crazy, like how similar. Just your voices right now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's crazy,
damn,
man.
wow.
Your smile, just everything, man. All about you.
I never smile.
Just watching him doing shows and stuff, we have the same mannerisms. That's crazy.
Same mannerisms, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here. This is amazing. It's your second podcast.
Second podcast ever.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know where to start with you. I mean, obviously, born in Arizona.
Yes.
What part of Arizona?
South Phoenix.
Okay. For the listeners, what is that near? Is that just
South? Yeah. Guess.
Is it
Not
like
too far
LA?
from-
Kind of like South LA? Is it like a?
What would you? I don't know, because I never went over there.
Oh, you never
I
been
never
over there?
went.
South Phoenix is a little. Arizona's a little different as far as the cities go.
Yeah.
But yeah, South Phoenix is more urban.
Okay.
Yeah,
area.
that's probably the most
Yes.
urban part of Arizona.
And you never ever went there?
Do I look like I went to South Phoenix?
And how was it? Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have 4 siblings that was with my mom and dad. And then when my dad was dying, we found out we had other siblings.
Wow. How old was your pops when he was passed?
He passed at 71.
So you found out then?
Yes.
Wow. And are you close with them now?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Just different lives.
I talked to one of them, but not really.
Yeah. So they all came together when he was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, you already been on his podcast, so some people know your story. Chappelle talks about it in his stand-up.
I do the funny version.
How was your early life? How was it growing up for you?
It was different, you know. I grew up in a abusive household as well. My mother, she was Christian her whole life. My dad was a gangster. So it was cool in a sense. I got from her the compassion, the love, the caring.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, I got, you know, the brute part of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
The street part of it. You know, he was from Texas, male chauvinist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Women couldn't really talk back, and so that's, you know, he kind of ruled our family with the iron fist.
And were you going to church and stuff too?
No.
It wasn't that religious. It wasn't that strict.
My mom went to church all the time, but her motto was, you know, I'm going to church on Sunday. If you want to go, you'll go. If not, I'm not going to make you.
Yeah, so she wasn't too strict about it.
No.
That's cool.
Yeah, but
Did you believe in God as a young age? Would you believe in God back then, or?
I believed in God in a sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't a strong belief.
Mm-hmm.
I believed in God because my mother believed in God.
Same. I was like that too growing up.
Yeah.
Strict Catholic.
So,
She made us go to church.
but my dad, he was the opposite
Okay.
growing up. He thought all preachers were ex-pimps and they were getting money from the women in the church. So,
Wow.
Damn.
so on the other hand, my
What a
mother,
thought.
Yeah. So on the other hand, my mother's telling us to believe in God and love God, and he's on the other hand saying that's some crock.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
So you kind of in the middle about it, right? Because you wanted to like probably make your mom happy.
No, it was more of a. I was more of a kid who just wanted to do his own thing.
Yeah.
I didn't really have I didn't really have goals and stuff like that when
Yeah.
I was a kid. It was just, you know, just being a kid.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you how'd you do in school?
I was really smart in school, but I hated school.
Same.
So I was really I was terrible in school
Because you didn't care?
because I didn't care.
Yeah.
And the thing it was, when I was going to school, because I was going through so much hurt at home, watching my father be abusive, I would go to school and abuse other kids. So I became a bully at school.
Hurt people.
Yes.
So you were like kind of the bully at the school that people knew? Like you had a name for yourself as like that, or?
Yes. Everybody knew me as one of the troublemakers, the teachers, everybody. You know, so it was times that teachers wished I ditched school.
That you didn't come to school yet?
Yeah, I would go to class and they'd be like, "Oh my God, why didn't you just ditch today?"
Wow.
You know.
Were
Damn,
they trying
like
to have
that?
you? Dang.
Yeah, because they're like, you know, I know you're going to disrupt the class because you're here.
Were they trying to have your parents come in and have like meet the counselor and stuff like that? Were they trying like?
Well, back then, you know, you're talking the 70s and stuff,
Yeah.
man. It wasn't none of that. It was, you know, they still use paddles and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't counselors and let's
That's
have
true.
a meeting with your parents and
See
all
how
that.
your feelings. What are your feelings?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you got in trouble, I'm gonna call your dad and your mom, and I'm gonna let them know what's going on and let them deal with it at home.
They'll handle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you getting into kind of street life in high school, or that was?
Way before that, man. I got into the streets at about age 13.
Wow. And was that from just the neighborhood and just where you lived?
Yeah, I just wanted to, because the school I went to was basically in the area where all the hustling, violence, everything that went on
happening.
was right
Mm.
Yeah.
by the school. So when I would ditch school, I would just go up there and hang out with the older cats.
Yeah. And you saw them making money. You saw them just out living and just doing what they want. And
Yeah, and so
so that's how you learned from the older. I didn't know. I didn't realize
yes,
that.
I, you know, and then my dad always came home with a bunch of money, and I knew he hung out in the same place where the school was because I would see him. You know what I mean? And so I knew it was something different going on up there. So I wanted to know what it was.
yeah, curious about it.
Yeah.
Just and you didn't like school and just were kind of like, yeah, you want
Right.
to do your own thing.
You know, my brothers, they were into sports. I didn't care about sports.
You never
and
played
stuff like
sports?
that. No.
But you skateboarded.
Yes. Had skateboards.
And how'd you get into skateboarding back
well,
then?
it was just one of the things that in the neighborhood, like I say, just being different. And so we would either have skateboards, mini bikes, or dirt bikes.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
BMX?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. BMX bikes, and then they went to Huffy and stuff like
Huffy,
that.
yeah. I had a Huff too. Yeah,
right.
Huffy.
You know, but yeah, it was.
So you still were a kid. You still were doing things. You still had your childhood, but you also were getting to some real adult shit.
Yeah, you know, I was a mama's boy, man. You know, I wasn't allowed to really go and play and go different places until I got a little older. Like I say, about the age of when I got into junior high. I was terrible in elementary too. I started getting in trouble in elementary, man. You know? Yeah. I was fighting teachers and shit in elementary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you experimenting in drugs and drinking and stuff early age as well?
Nah, I didn't really get into using drugs until later on in life, when I really started into the drug scene and you know, slinging drugs and stuff like that. And I only did that is because that's what was the normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I was growing up, I wasn't experimenting in using drugs or drinking.
Yeah.
You know.
Did your parents smoke or drink?
Never seen my mom smoke or drink my entire life.
Oh, wow.
Never seen my dad really use ever. Until I got older, I seen him use one time. But I remember he used to sell weed at the time, and me and my brother, my older brother, who's passed, we knew it. We knew where he hid it at.
Oh, wow.
So he was like, you know, if you can get up there and get this, you know, go in there and just get us a couple of joints, you know what I mean? So I did it. And so on our way to the neighborhood, because at the time, my mom had moved to actually enemy territory.
Wow.
So we had to fight going in and coming out. So whenever me and my brother would leave, going to the neighborhood that we were, you know, that we belonged to, we would smoke. And that's how I kind of got into it.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit like that.
How'd you end up moving to the enemy territory?
Because my mother had no sense of the gang life. She didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't pay no bills. You ain't paying rent. So
Yeah, you can't tell me. Yeah, I got the
you're
roof
gonna
over your
live
head.
where I go. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And that's how it was.
Damn.
Wow, were you scared to move into that neighborhood?
Not scared, but we knew what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
You know. what I
Wow.
mean?
And you and your brother in totally two different gangs, correct?
My brother Gary, he wasn't. We were basically in the same gang, but mine was a spinoff from his.
Okay.
So we kind of started out the same, but it was like, he didn't want me to basically bang with him. He was trying to keep me out of it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So me and my homeboys, we started our own clique, and
Okay.
yeah,
Wow. Started your whole new thing.
yeah.
It's crazy, man. But there's Bloods and Crips back then too, but not much in Arizona. That wasn't.
Not much in Arizona. The
Yeah.
Bloods and Crips didn't really migrate to Arizona to around 84 and 85.
Okay. But you had your
So,
own thing in Arizona. It was only
Yeah.
something different. But you were talking earlier too about just seeing your dad even getting shootouts, just like crazy violent things around you your whole life.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was normal to see street life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your dad in it.
Yeah.
Like,
So
oh, that's my dad.
he-
He's like, yeah,
He was my dad was a gangster, man, his whole life.
his whole life.
Yeah.
Was he locked up too? Couple times?
Never. He went to jail one time, man, but he was more of a con artist.
Mm.
Yes, he was really into conning people.
He's hustling people. Yeah.
Yeah, insurance licks.
Okay.
You know.
What?
So he wasn't out there with like fighting and shooting. Yeah, he wasn't getting that crazy. Yeah, it was
No.
different. It's different.
Yeah, he was a gambler. He would shoot dice all the time, but he was one of the biggest insurance frauders in the state of Arizona at one time. Made the front page.
Wow. And you mentioned too yesterday that your dad came from Austin to actually pick cotton in Arizona.
He left Texas when he was about 13 years old to come to Arizona to pick cotton.
Wow.
And got here, picked cotton for one day, robbed a guy that owned the cotton field, and started a life of crime in Arizona.
So just robbed him for whatever money he made from whatever.
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy. Think there was his goal coming there? It just happened. Who knows, right?
Right.
Like he was on a mission. Like I'm 13 years old and I'm gonna. It's really crazy.
That's
to think
crazy
about.
to
Yeah, 13.
hitchhike from another state at 13.
Yeah.
At 13. But hitchhiking back then was, I don't want to say safe, but I remember hitchhiking when I was a kid a little bit to different skate spots, in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, obviously can't do that now, but like, it sounds crazy, but kind of maybe not back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
People were nicer, I guess. I don't know. You trust
Yeah,
people.
and he told me about those times when he would hitchhike some, ride the train some. They would jump on the train and ride.
Wow. It was like back at the trains, right? It's people doing that cross country. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And so how does he even meet your mom? Do you know?
Actually, it's crazy. One of my uncles, him and my father were friends. They were hustling and singing in gospel groups at the same time.
Wow.
Gospel
Your dad was a crazy musician. That's right.
gospel
Yeah.
quartets, and and he went. He asked my uncle to introduce him to his sisters, which was my mom and her two sisters, and he chose my mom.
Mm.
And the reason my uncle and my mother was kind of like sisters and brothers because my grandfather killed my grandmother in Louisiana when my mother was just a baby.
Wow.
And so my grandmother's sister adopted my mom and them and brought them to Arizona, and that's how they got to Arizona.
Wow.
Did you know that?
Nope. Had no clue.
Yeah, he came home drunk and killed her on the porch in front of the kids.
Bro. Fuck, that's heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. Not to talk about myself, but I have a newspaper clipping. I'll show you. On my dad's side, who passed away,
Yeah.
my dad's mother shot her husband. He used to beat her, and he kept beating her, and one day she got a gun, and he came on beating her, and she shot him.
Really?
So I never met that side of my family because as soon as my dad died, they kind of disowned my mom. But yeah, my would have been grandparents on that side. Yeah, the grandmother killed the grandfather for abuse.
So
It's all in the newspaper in Troy, New York. It happened. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's crazy, man.
And that's crazy because when I went to Louisiana a few years ago, my grandfather's side and my mother's side, they're all in the same little town.
But don't talk to each other.
No.
It's so weird. Yeah.
And this happened so many years ago,
Mhm.
but it affected the family up until this day.
Yeah.
Wow.
100%. Because my mom wasn't good enough for their family. And then once they got married at a really young age and had us, and then when he died, they were like, "Yeah, we're done with her," you know? So I never really met them.
Yeah.
Until my band formed, all of a sudden, all these relatives are coming out of the woodwork to come see my band in Massachusetts. I'm like, "Who the fuck are you? Where the hell you been?" "I'm so-and-so. I'm your cousin. Let me get in the guest list." Like 10 deep to our show in Boston one time.
I'm like, bitch, bye.
Just out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then started emailing me and saying like 23andMe and we were all connected and all this whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Families are interesting,
That's
man.
how that
The
goes.
dynamics of both different families, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And she didn't go to jail because she was protecting herself.
Well, yeah.
Shot with a shotgun, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. So do you make it out of high school?
I made it out of high school. Crazy story about that. I was in juvenile. And they wanted me to graduate. This teacher I had, Mr. Hoagland, he was the bomb teacher. And I was in and out of juvenile at the time. And he talked to the facility and told him to, let me take a test to graduate. You know what I mean? And I aced it.
Wow. Shout out to him, man.
Shout out to
He
Mr.
believed in
Hoagland.
you, man.
Yeah.
He knew you could do it.
He just wanted me. He just wanted me to do right, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would disrupt this class, everything, and he still wouldn't put me out, man.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your parents weren't strict. They were trying to just live their lives and put a roof over their head. They weren't really like, you had no really rules, did you?
Yeah, my mother was, she was strict up into a point, man, but they saw that I didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
It got to the point where they was just like,
they couldn't control you.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She got tired of getting calls from the police. We have Kevin down here. You know what I mean? She got tired of that, man.
How young were you when you first got arrested?
Wow. Probably around 13 years, 13,
Wow.
14 years old, man.
Damn.
Do you remember what it was for?
I think it was stealing.
Okay.
Stealing out of a store. But I used to steal bikes a lot. That was my thing when I was a kid. I would steal bikes.
Would you sell them or just ride around? Then
No, I paint them and go home, paint them, take them apart, tell everybody it was my bike.
Wow.
My mom be like, "Where'd you get that bike?" My friend gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
My friend gave it to me.
And I remember one time, man, I got arrested, and the cop, they put me in a holding cell, and he was like, "All right, let me call your mom." And so I'm looking through the window and I'm watching him on the phone and he's laughing. And I'm like, what are they laughing at, man? He gets off the phone and he comes to the window. He say, "Hey, your mom told us to keep you."
No.
Wow.
And I was like, really? And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Call her back." He said, "No." She said to keep you.
Wow.
She meant it. And they kept me, man. They took me to Adobe Mountain.
What is that?
It was a juvenile facility, like it was a juvenile prison.
How long did they keep you for?
I stayed there 90 days.
What the fuck?
3 months.
Yeah.
Were you bummed at your mom, or you,
Nah.
did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I didn't care.
yeah. It didn't stop you. Yeah.
Nah. Nah.
Whoa.
Matter of fact, when I found out that your mom was pregnant with Damon, I was locked up. And they
Oh, that's right.
and she called down there.
That's when you found out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
My oldest brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you heavy in the streets when you graduated at that point? Obviously.
Oh yeah.
And you had no goals or anything at that point. Just street life.
Street life.
Making money, hustling.
Is the money, huh?
The money.
It was more of a, because even though see, there's a difference between banging the hood and being from the hood.
Mm-hmm.
It's two different things. Banging the hood is being active. You know, you're going out and you're getting in squabbles and shootouts and stuff like that. That was never my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although I did it at a young age, as I got older, it was about the money.
Yeah.
You know, and so a lot of people respected me from just being from the hood, but being about my money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was my whole thing. I was doing check fraud when I was 15 years old.
Well, your dad was doing stuff like that too.
Right. So
Yeah.
I knew how to make counterfeit and all that stuff when I
What?
was that age. Yeah.
Wow. Did your mom know you doing this stuff, like the counterfeit stuff, or no?
You know how moms are? They know their kid's terrible, but they
really don't wanna
want
know.
They don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know, she would hear things and, but
Not my son.
not my son.
Yeah.
Can't be.
She wouldn't believe it.
Not Kevin. Nah.
Wow. So how many times do you think you got arrested before you graduated?
Man. Before I graduated high school?
Yeah. Over 15?
Yeah, at least 10 or 15
Wow.
times, man.
You weren't scared about getting arrested or anything like that?
Nah, because when you went to juvenile, everybody was there that you knew.
Gotcha.
So it was like a
All
reunion.
your friends are there.
Damn, that's a crazy way to think.
Wow.
That is so crazy.
And the fact that you weren't scared and the fact that you didn't give a shit, just keep going.
But you know what? That right there is what that's the sucky part about being in that life, is when you're not scared of it.
Yeah.
Because when you at the point where you don't care if you live or die,
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of kids nowadays, they in that life don't care if they live or die. It's when you're on a self-destruct mission like that, man, it's just a crazy thing to even think like that.
Yeah, and do you think because you saw your dad doing it, your dad was just going through life doing it, not getting in trouble or not getting killed?
Yeah.
You were like, okay, my dad's doing it. It's kind of fine. Or now you didn't think about that.
And then
Maybe subconscious, I don't know.
it's like I emulated my dad. I wanted to be just like my dad.
Yeah.
Because he was
Yeah.
respected.
Good or bad. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody respected my dad. Everywhere he went, everywhere we went, it was like, oh, that's Texas Bob. That's what they used
His
to call
name?
him. Yeah.
That's hard.
That's,
Yeah.
Texas Bob.
That's Texas Bob, or that's McAdoo, or that's Lil Mac. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to be like him,
Mm-hmm.
driving we had a good life. We always had brand new cars. We always had 4 or 5 cars in the driveway. You know what I
Shit,
mean?
yeah.
We had a good life. We always had the best tennis shoes and everything, but and it was because he was a hustler. But one thing he did, he took care of us.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He was abusive to my mom, but he took care of us. So we had that respect for him.
Yeah.
as a dad. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? My brothers, they were more like my mom, a little bit more
Yeah.
easygoing, and me, I wanted to be like my dad.
Yeah.
I always seen him. He carrying guns in the house. When he get ready to leave, he's he got his pistol, and
Wow.
so
Damn.
that's what I wanted to do.
Okay, there's a couple
Because it
questions.
was sorry. What? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go.
No, because it was all based off of respect thing. You saw, and I think there's a thing to it that's all like people ever really want is respect. And your point of view of it was just, oh, that's how you get respect.
Yeah,
So you didn't
Yeah.
know any other way
right.
to really earn respect. I mean, you could be a pretty solid businessman, owning a.
But if
hotel
everybody
or something,
respects you, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
almost it's just like the mafia.
Totally.
If you're respected, man.
Yeah,
It's all
You know
at
what
a
I'm
high
saying?
level.
Period.
Yeah.
Wow. My question's, what's the first car you bought?
The first car that I
And
bought.
how old were you?
Well, my dad gave us all cars when we were kids.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
So my first car at 15 was a 74 Riviera.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was midnight blue with the white top, sunroof,
Wow.
And so that's what I rode around in,
Yeah.
And but when I got into the drug game, weird story about the drug game. I had been, dabbing into when crack first hit
Mm-hmm.
in the 80s. I had been buying little crack here and there to go sell. So my dad found out, and he was like, I heard you've been going up on the streets. And I was like, yeah. He was like, what are you doing? And I was like, hustling. And he was like, okay. So he was the type, if you're going to do it, I'm going to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Damn.
So he called one of his partners, who was a major, major drug dealer in Arizona at the time. And so he called him over, and he pulls up in his big Cadillac with the fifth wheel and diamonds, and and he was like, come on, let's go outside. And we go outside. I get in the back seat, and he tell his buddy, he was like, Lil Mac, speaking of me, he was like, Lil Mac trying to get in the game, man. But I don't trust what he's getting out there on the streets, man.
Mm.
So I'd rather he get it from you. And so his buddy was like, okay, all right, Lil Mac. All right, so you ready for it, huh? And I was like, yeah, And what's crazy, that was the first time I ever seen my dad do anything, any drugs. So, they had put some powder cocaine on his hand, and sniffed it, and his buddy did the same thing. Then he hands me a big old rock.
Damn.
Wow.
And he said, when you take care of that, call me.
After you sell it, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Dang.
that's how I got.
That's
really
like a
into
movie,
it.
man. It's like some Bronx Tale shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was the first time I had seen the phones in the car, and it was wild.
And your dad has seen you as like a young man who wants to be out there doing these. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he was like, if I think he kind of enjoyed it. My son's like me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be a gangster like me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what about the first time you owned a gun and had to carry a gun? How young?
Oh
were you?
man, I owned a gun, man, when I was around probably about 14.
Damn.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
You kept it in your room in the house, whatever you had your own.
No, I hid it outside. My mama used to search our room.
Okay. She had it hidden outside somewhere.
Yeah. In the
Wow.
storage room. Me and my brother hid our guns in the storage room.
Holy shit, man. You didn't bring guns. You just carried them with you everywhere you went, or not? Just
Man, I got caught with a gun at school in the 6th grade.
What?
Yes.
Chappelle, did you know this?
No.
In 6th grade?
6th grade.
Wow. Was it loaded?
Yes.
Wow. What happened?
Was it loaded?
Well,
I don't know, man.
The teacher, everybody knew my family, man. You know what I mean? So they knew my mom was a Christian lady. She worked. Plus my Aunt Johnny, which was my mom's sister. She was like she was the president, bro, of the Christians. And she didn't play, man.
Okay.
So the teacher that found it, that, you know, he called me in the office and he was like, this girl had told on me because I had flashed it to her.
Oh, shit.
And so he was like, heard you got a gun, man. We need to search you. And I just gave it to him and he was like, man, what are you doing, man? I was like, so, you know, he took the gun and gave it to my mom.
What's your mom do?
She was just, you know, like, where'd you get it? You know, she was shocked, man.
Mm-hmm.
She was crying and it's like, what are you doing? And I'm just like,
Damn. Yeah,
But
nothing
she's-
to say for it.
But she's still like,
Yeah.
not my boy. My boy's a good boy.
yeah, she wanted to believe in me, man.
Yeah.
You know, through my whole prison time before she died, bro, it was not once that I called and couldn't get through.
Mm-hmm.
Not once did she ever, no matter where they moved me in the state, she came to see me,
Wow.
even when I told her not to.
That's amazing.
Oh, there was times you told her not to come?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling her, I was like, Mom, it's too far. No,
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Oh, damn.
You know, she said she just had to see to make sure that I was okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
How'd you get your name Beef?
I was a bad kid, man. And my favorite show growing up was Leave It to Beaver.
So crazy. It's so random. I don't know.
Oh,
Leave it to
man.
Beaver.
Jerry Mathers, man.
Jerry Mathers has the Beaver.
So
It's amazing.
and so my brother, and they used to have ranking contests, man. My brother and his friends, and this guy that lived next door to us named Noki Mac. He gave me that name.
Okay.
It's like, your little brother looks like Leave It to Beaver, man. And it stuck with me. I was 8 years old, man, and it stuck with me.
Wow. What do you think it was about that show? You think it was like a
He didn't care.
yeah.
No matter what his mom and them said, man, he still did it.
What was
Is
his
this
friend
true?
who came over? There's always making up story. I forgot his name.
So wait, hold on.
My wife always mentions his name too.
Wally? No, Wally's
Not
his
Wally,
brother.
yeah. And then
Wally's his
they
brother,
had their
right?
friend though, the blonde haired kid was always like,
Larry,
oh no.
you had
His dad's name was Ward.
and then you had
Eddie Haskell.
Eddie Haskell.
Eddie Haskell.
Eddie Haskell was, you talking about
I love to talk about Leave It to Beaver
I know.
right now. This is
you talking about a player? Eddie Haskell was a player, man. He had charm out of this world, bro. He charmed Beeves' the mother. He was cold with it, man. You know?
Do you think it was something about that family and that family structure that maybe, I don't know, maybe you didn't have at your house, so you maybe connected to it?
It was just the fact that it was a different
World.
world.
You can escape just watching
It was
it.
a different
Yeah,
world, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, wow. You know.
It's crazy. It was just shows like that growing up. We
Right.
watch them, we realize the impact they have on somebody.
And then
know?
you see the reality of what you're in and the life that you
Mhm.
live, and you're like, damn, that's the shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Even though that's not even real life.
Yeah.
shit you watch, you know
Right.
what I mean? Brady Bunch,
Right.
all those shows. Aiden's Company, Different Strokes.
Yeah.
Oh man, Sanford and Son. There's so many crazy shows back then
So
watching.
many.
But that's when you connected to.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you graduate, do you graduate actually or no? You
Nah.
quit.
Nah, when
Or you get
I got my diploma, I just think I didn't.
But you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diploma.
By that time, I had my own apartment and everything. By
Nice.
that time, man, at
When'd you move out? How old were you?
I left home when I was 15
That's not even legal. I mean, right now.
and never
It
went
never
back.
was. I don't think it ever was
18.
legal.
But here's the thing. I ended up leaving home, man, because my son's mother, my other son's mother, Kevin, the one that just passed, I had got his mom in some trouble with some fraud stuff. We had did some checks. Actually, her dad checks.
With their name on it or something, or?
It was her dad's checks.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
So they put her out.
Mm.
When the shit hit the fan, they put her out. So I had her sleeping in my room at my mom's house.
Damn.
Wow.
When my mom found out, she was like, she can't sleep here. She's a kid. You can't. And I said, well, Mom, I got her in trouble. And so I'm going to, if she can't stay here, I'm going to go with her. At the time, mind you, my dad was in the fraud. He had an apartment on Section 8
Wow.
that we never knew about.
Wow.
So he gave me the apartment
At 15.
at 15.
Damn, man. I was just saying to myself, like, that's illegal to live on your own under 18, but everything you're doing was illegal, so that's
Yeah. No, right. So yeah.
The age doesn't mean shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're there, 15, and this girl's living with you. How old is she?
She was 16 at the
Oh, okay,
time.
okay.
I was 15. She was 16. She's still in school.
Yeah. Now you're just out there, and it's just getting more crazy since you're out of
Yeah.
school.
Now that I'm on my own, it's like hustling has really.
And what level are you at that point? You think as a teenager, like you're making crazy money at that time?
At that time, I'm in the pounds of weed at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
How much do you think you're making a week as like a teenager?
probably about $2,000 or $3,000 a week.
A week
Wow, man.
Yes.
at that time.
Yes.
That's
You-
a lot of money.
Were
at
you
that
kind of
time.
low key about it? Were you getting jewelry and watches? Were you like flashy? Were you pretty low key about it?
I think the Scorpio in me had me a little flashy. You know.
So people
But
knew,
back
right?
then it was the Dookie ropes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Shell toes.
my favorite. I still rock shell toes.
Sick. Yeah,
but
classic.
LL Cool J,
My DMC.
Eric B. and
Hell
Rakim,
yeah.
you know, that's who we emulated by that time. You know what I mean? So I had the Dookie ropes and, you know, the two fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. You're just making money, and there's really no goal. It's just going to do it as long as you can do it.
Yeah. And the other kids, you know, again, it's that respect.
Yeah.
Everybody in high school's like, this dude's living on his own. You know what I mean?
Oh, so they
The money's everything.
Yeah,
gaining
this-
that
this-
respect.
This dude is. So that's how, you know, I've always had that.
Were you saving money at all, or no, just spending it?
Nah, I wasn't saving. Nah. I didn't start saving money till I got married.
Wow. So not soon after that, obviously, because you have Chappelle, like what, 2021? How old were you? How old were you?
I was, she was born in 88.
I was born
He was born in
87, January 87, but you're November, so you had to be 19.
Yeah.
Oh, 19.
Yeah. I was.
But then you
19 when I
got
was born.
maybe I missed that. Maybe you go to jail at 2021 for a long
I
time.
went to prison at
Yeah,
21.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you and Chappelle's mom meet?
We met.
I don't even know this story.
we met through my sister and Chappelle's mom cousins were best friends.
Gotcha.
So Chappelle's mom used to go to her cousin's house who lived down the street from us. And that's how we met.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I used to go down there. But his mom, she was real shy. She wouldn't talk.
Mm.
So I just kind of told her, "You're my girlfriend."
Was she younger?
No, my mom's
No,
older.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Older
yeah,
woman,
she's older
okay.
than me.
All right.
But I was just like, "Yeah, you're my girlfriend."
Wow. So you really went together that long before he was born, correct?
No,
Would this be your first child at that point? or
No,
no.
my brother
Damon was born in
Okay.
1985.
Okay.
Actually, Chappelle's mom was my first relationship.
Okay. Wow.
That was my first girlfriend, actually.
Real relationship, yeah.
I wouldn't call it a relationship because I was in and out of juvenile, but that was my first girlfriend.
Did you stay together a little bit when you went to prison, or that was just over?
No.
Okay. And then he's born while you're in jail?
Then Damon's born while I'm in jail. I gets out. Matter of fact, when he's born, I tell them that I have to go and take care of him. So they gave me a board, and then that's how I got out. So by this time, I'm just kind of doing my own thing, but I'm still heavy in the streets as a kid. And we wasn't really together, but I still had her to the point where no matter what, you're my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when she got pregnant with Chappelle.
Gotcha. Crazy. Is your dad still in the street life at this point too? Is your dad still?
No, he passed away in 2005.
Okay.
But he was still hustling until
until that.
Until he got cancer.
And how did he pass?
Pancreatic cancer.
Okay. Wow. So he pretty much made it through a whole life of that, not really getting arrested, not getting everything.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
How old was he when he passed?
71.
Okay, wow, long life, yeah. Wow. So how long is the first time you're in prison for?
13. 12 years and 8 months.
So you're like, were you 21, you said, when you went in there?
Yes.
21. Wow. And so you had been to juvie a bunch and then other things your whole entire life, but prison's totally different.
Totally different.
This was the life sentence.
Life sentence.
Yes. I got a life sentence, man, for this guy owed my cousin them some money who was working for me at the time. And so they went to kill him. And after they had beat him with a golf club and shot him, but he didn't die. He got to the hospital and told the police that I sent them to kill him. So they arrested me, told me to snitch on my cousin and my little homeboy, and I wouldn't. But I was on probation already.
Gotcha.
For another crime. So they charged
damn.
me as under the 3 strikes law back then.
Back then.
And that's how I got the life sentence.
Wow. What were you on probation for?
Cocaine.
Okay. So you wouldn't snitch and you weren't even there and they blamed it on you, and so that's what you went away. Wow.
Damn.
Code of the streets. It's some real shit, man. Wow.
So when you got life, what was the first day like?
I know, and
You know what? It was crazy because on the bus to the prison, which they took because we were doing life sentences, we had to go to what they call the walls, which is one of the toughest prisons back then in the state of Arizona. Death row, everybody's there. It was a guy that I had met on the bus from L.A. He had got 21 years for bank robbery. And so we had made a pact on the bus. And I was like, I don't know you, homie, but you seem cool, man. If you got my back, I got yours.
Damn.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he was like, he was scared because he didn't know anybody in Arizona. He had
Oh, he's coming from California.
He came from California to do the bank robbery and got caught.
Was he in a gang?
Yes, he was.
And you were in one too,
He
right?
was from Hoover's.
Okay. And what was your gang you were in at that point?
I was in Broadway Gangsters.
Okay.
So we made that pack on the bus, and when they pulled us in the prison, and you see these huge gates, man, that open into the prison, you're like, they called it the concrete jungle at the time because it wasn't nothing but concrete and steel.
Yeah.
No trees, no nothing.
It's cold.
No.
Wow.
So
Damn.
they pull us in, and everybody know we're new because we got brand new clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Everybody's like,
So they know that you're not a transfer.
And,
yes.
and they see you coming in from the bus, don't they? Kind of through the
Yes.
windows, like, and yeah.
yes.
But are there transfers on that bus too? People coming from other, or is it
No,
all new?
because no, it's all new.
Damn.
All new.
Fresh meat into the prison, man.
Yeah. So my whole thing was, if I'm gonna, I'm already doing a life sentence.
Were you scared?
I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared because I knew the life that I had chose, but at the same time, I had a fear of the unknown, not knowing what it was going to be like because this was my first time.
And you're 21, man. You're still a kid.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
and
You started-
you hear the stories before you get to the
Of
walls.
course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
So, but my thing was when I got there, in my head, I was like, this is a dog eat dog world, man. And I'm going to be one of the toughest dogs in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you were mentally preparing yourself for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You remember your first day in there
Yeah.
and meeting you had like a cellie and stuff.
No.
Okay.
Everybody, this was single cell,
Okay.
all single cell, none but bars.
Okay.
And I remember walking into the prison and everybody's got their mirror outside the bar so they can see.
Just like American Me, just like in the
Yes.
movies you're talking about.
So I'm like, I'm mad dogging everybody, because I got to have that toughness. You know what I mean? I'm like, I ain't finna take no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And so when we get in the cell, I'm like, you hear that gling, you know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
like, damn. I sat
It's
there
real.
for a minute, man, shed a few tears. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, they was like, chow time. And you can hear them racking the bars. And we went to chow. You go to chow, you don't know where to sit because all the whites sit together, all the Mexicans sit together, and all the blacks sit together.
Mm-hmm.
You can't cross. You can't walk between sections.
Oh shit.
Jeez.
No, that's a violation. You'll get killed for that. So,
Did you know that going in right off the jump?
no.
Okay.
No. So, as we walk out, and then when we get in the chow hall, when we get in the kitchen, I see some of my homies that had already been to prison before me, and they was like, "What's up?" You know what I mean? And so, but I still have that, that edge because this kitchen is huge,
Yeah.
and you can see the killer on people's face.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's where they made the movie Stir Crazy. You ever seen Stir
Yeah.
Crazy?
Yes. Yeah.
That's the
with
prison
Pryor
I was
and-
in.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
really?
Yes.
I love that
Wow.
movie.
Yeah, that's the prison I was
Oh
in.
shit.
That's where your dad was at, man.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow.
I have a connection to Stir Crazy.
Do people really check your paperwork in there?
Hell yeah.
Like what you do? What do you do? What are you here for?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually.
Or they know before somehow? No,
Uh-uh.
there's no way. Yeah.
Yeah, they know
They get a
before.
list of names maybe somehow. Or yeah.
Listen, you have more police working for inmates than anything. And if you're not right, they'll let them know before you get there that you're coming.
Or if you're a child molester or whatever
Yes.
crime you did,
Yes.
you get treated a certain way.
Yes.
Damn.
No,
Like child
no,
molestation and rapers and stuff, people rape, those kind of crimes, those people, it's kind of a wrap for them
Yeah.
pretty quick, right?
yeah.
Damn. There's like no passes for that.
Nothing.
Or there's certain sections they keep them in too, maybe, right?
Now it is.
Now
Now
but back then, no.
They have their own prison now.
They're in prison for that now, yeah.
Yeah.
And are people sending you commissary? Are you getting food and all that stuff? People sending stuff to you and taking care of you while you're in there?
Yeah. Well, every Christmas, every holiday, my mom and them used to send me food.
Mm-hmm.
All my mom and her sisters, they would get together and all cook me food. And
Wow.
at the time, you can get 75 pounds of food.
Wow.
And they would send the food to me.
And then what about phone calls? Like it is like in the movies, like waiting in line for phone calls and just hurry up and shit like that. And you can, like, check for your phone call.
That's more like county.
Okay.
That's county jail. But in prison, they let you out for phone calls by run.
Okay.
And you're standing, the phones are up under a gun tower. So you got the man standing over you with the AR-15 and you're on the phone.
Wow.
And you have a 15-minute call and that's it.
Gotcha. First experience in jail with maybe sort of violence or threats or fear?
My first experience...
Like, is your gang a known gang?
Well, when I first got there, I wasn't in the gang unit at the time because they didn't know on paperwork that I was affiliated.
Okay.
But when I got busted with weapons, when I first got in there, I got busted with some weapons, some shanks. And so they put me in lockup. And then when I got out of lockup, they put me in the gang unit.
Okay.
They realized who I was.
How long had you been in there for when they found that out?
Oh, about 4 or 5 days.
Okay. Oh, wow. So you already had shanks in the first 5 days.
Yes.
And how does one acquire a shank?
Well, the homies, they asked me what I need, what I wanted. You know what I mean? As you need food, you need hygiene.
Yeah.
And I was like, get me a knife.
Damn, he sounds worse than he said, fuck food. Give me that knife.
It's survival.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I knew everybody had one, so I didn't want to be the only one with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you figured out pretty quick once you get in there how things work, right?
Yeah.
They're always helping you and stuff, yeah. I know you talked about it too. We talked about yesterday today about just somebody getting like stabbed next to you in the cell and the blood's coming into your cell and all that.
One of my first experiences was this guy. He had just done 10 years, man, and he belonged to the mafia. And they wanted him to do some things when he got out. He told them no. We went to rec, and they killed him. He was going home the next day.
Wow, man.
The next day, and it just...
Did they want him to do something before he got out or once he got on the streets?
They wanted him to do something for them once he got on the streets.
Yeah. So if he would have said yes, even though he was lying, he would have got out.
Yeah, and if he would have got out and didn't do it, they were going to kill him on the streets anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damn, dude.
So but that's the point of being affiliated and choosing to be affiliated.
And so much stuff is ran on the streets from prison.
Yeah. It's cool, man, to be a normal
civilian
person, a civilian.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about that yesterday. You are, yeah.
Yeah, when you get connected, there's rules, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to follow those rules.
And nothing's for free. Your favor is not for free.
Nothing.
You owe somebody.
Nothing you owe.
For life almost. It depends, yeah.
Yes.
It's so crazy, man. It's crazy.
I'm all set.
So they do your gang affiliated like the first 5 days, right? And then they put you in a different spot?
They put me in a gang unit. And then I think I was there probably 30 days and we had a riot.
Is a riot is against is it gangs against gangs?
Yeah, how does
riot? No, riots are mainly by race.
So race riots.
Once you get in the gang unit, there's no division amongst Bloods and Crips. You're black.
Okay.
Oh, really?
You're white. You're Mexican.
And can you explain
Indian.
other, what other means?
Other is Asian. If you're the only Asian on the block, you can remain to be. You can choose as far as Mexican or maybe the Indians. But white has to run with the whites. Blacks has to run with the blacks. If you're half breed, you have to run with, like if you're black and white, you got to run with the blacks. You can't, the whites won't accept you.
Wow.
Is that the same like black and Mexican too?
Yeah. If you're Mexican and black, unless you have stripes, really, really deep stripes, then you can probably run with the Mexicans. But if you're Mexican and black, you got to run with the blacks.
Wow. So there's Aryan Brotherhood, there's Mexican Mafia.
And the Mau Mau's, the United Crip Gang, and the Indians were the Warrior Society.
Damn.
Crazy, man. Did you, once you realized and you got with your friends that were in there and in the gang unit and stuff, did you always have to look over your shoulder while you were in jail the whole time? Did you ever feel stress-free and chill and you're all good and protected? Or
Nah, for 12 years, never stress-free. Never. Because you never know when something's going to jump off.
Yeah. And we talked about yesterday, like you would talk through toilets to send messages to people. You couldn't wash your face in the shower and you probably got no good sleep ever.
Right. We had a riot one time over peanut butter.
No way.
No way. Creamy or chunky?
A guy didn't get the peanut butter from the store.
Yeah.
And so when he went back up to the store, the guy that was working the window, which was a Mexican guy, and he told him, man, I didn't get my peanut butter. The dude told him, so what? Tell the police.
Damn.
He said, no, man, I want my peanut butter. So they had some words. Next thing you know, the yard opened the next day. We're going to war over some peanut butter.
Jeez.
So everybody knows when the riot's going to happen.
You better know it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are there messages get sent that's
Yes.
going down a certain time?
Yes. Yeah. Kites.
Wow.
Kites is small letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how corrupt are the guards, man?
Very. Especially when I first went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Racism from the guards were crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just hustling and getting money and just all kinds of things. And
It's the same life.
letting people do hits and getting paid off to open the thing.
It's the same life as on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You find a way how to survive and hustle just like you're on the streets.
So in a sense, they're trying to survive too.
Yes.
Wow.
Did you feel racism way more in prison than in real life?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I went to Tempe High School, man, which was predominantly white,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I was kicked out of the school district in Phoenix.
Gotcha.
So I had to go to
Legend.
I had to go to
Legendary.
my mom had to pay for me to go to high school
Wow.
in another city.
Wow. That must have been crazy just going to that school in itself.
It was dope for me, man. you know why? What's crazy? White kids, they had all the money and drugs. They had money. They were rich kids, but they had more drugs and stuff than anybody, man. They drove their own cars to school and everything, and it's like
That's so crazy you say that.
It's true, though.
It's so true because when I went to Westwood, which is in Mesa, which is like predominantly Mexican and white, but like it was a poor school. But when I was living with my adopted folks and I went to Gilbert High, all the white kids was like had money and they had all the crazy drugs I had never seen before.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like at Westwood, like everyone was just like smoking weed. They may had some pills or something, but like the white kids, they had the wildest shit.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up in Phoenix, it was a 50 bag of weed. When I went to Tempe High, that's how I got into pounds of weed.
Damn.
Yeah.
These kids have money too.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I had a buddy, man, Chris. They were originally from New York. Dad was straight Italian. And they owned a limousine service. And so they would throw parties. And so me and him became really close because he lived not too far from me. And I went to his house, man, and he was like, come in here, come in my room. You know what I mean? He said, man, don't worry about it. My mom's cool. And I go in his room, and he's got pounds and pounds and pounds of weed.
Dang.
And he's like, get what you want. I'm like, all right. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so that's how I got into.
Wait, he gave it to you for free?
Yeah. He hooked me up. He gave me
Jeez,
5
dude.
pounds. And so that's how I got into that.
Wow. Not to go back, but I just had a question just hearing you say something. How does your mom end up getting adopted? Like, how's that happen? Because you're in jail. She has him.
Yeah, because I was living with her and my stepfather,
Okay.
and he was crazy.
Okay.
And so he had kicked me out.
How old
And
were
then-
you?
Damn, 16 or 17
Okay.
at the time. And so the folks that owned the cheer gym that I cheered at, the
Yeah.
wife and husband, they took me in.
Okay. Are you connected to him or her and know what's going on while you're in there? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing it was, I bought them birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, everything, and wrote letters constantly. My mom would go and deliver them. But what happened was their stepdad, he hated me. So he never let them get a lot of the
Yeah, I
stuff
didn't
that I
see
was
So
seeing.
he's a piece of shit who kicked you out.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
So you never saw
And-
anything
and-
from
and-
your dad.
At first, I didn't know he existed.
Jeez.
And so I think I was probably 9 years old, maybe.
Okay.
I didn't think, I didn't understand the father world.
Gotcha.
I knew my stepdad wasn't my dad because I didn't call him dad or anything.
Yeah.
I just called him by his first name.
Gotcha.
And so, but I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know he existed until I was about 9, and then I got a call, and I remember the call. It was funny. My mom gave me the phone, and I heard his voice, and I was like, "Who is this?" And he was like, "It's your dad." I was like, "What?" I was like, I none of it made any sense.
Wow.
I said, "Where you at?" He was like, "In prison." And I was like, "Oh damn."
The crazy,
Like none of it made any sense. None of it made
Yeah.
any sense.
and the crazy thing about it, I was really hard on their stepdad. You know, I was, like I say, I was, you know, I had a bully mentality. So when she started dating him, I treated him like shit constantly. I remember right before I got caught on the case that I got the life sentence for, I took you guys some money. You guys were living on Baseline and Hardy. And I had took you guys some money over there, and you were about, I think you were maybe 3 years old. And he came and sat in my lap, and it freaked me out.
Mm.
And I was like, I didn't know anything about being a dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I thought giving money and, you know,
Because
making
that's
sure
what your
that
dad did for you.
making
It
sure
wasn't-
that they had everything, but as far as showing love and
Affection.
and
yeah.
affection, that wasn't me.
Because you didn't have that growing up.
Right. And when he did that, it freaked me out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember Chappelle's mom saying, hug him.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Wow, man.
And I was like in shock. I was just like, and I was just, I didn't know what to say to him or anything,
Wow.
Your
dad was never like that? Like
No,
showing love?
My dad,
love you, son?
My dad never told us he loved us. Probably never, even on his deathbed.
Wow, man. And that's like how he came up too. That's a different.
Yeah, because his dad was really abusive. That's why he left Texas.
Fuck,
So what's crazy?
It's crazy how that goes like
when
that, man.
hearing Chappelle's story trips me out because I went through the same things he did. My dad didn't hit us. He verbal abused us.
Yeah, mentally abused you, yeah.
Told he would get mad at us, or if one of us did something, he'd tell us, "I'll blow your head off."
Fuck.
And as kids, that's like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's horrifying.
So it was to hear the things that he went through as a kid. It just reminded me of being what I went through as a kid.
Yeah. It's so crazy how it works. And that's it with his stepdad too, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went through crazy shit too.
Who did?
My stepdad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So after you get the phone call from him, what's the next time you hear from your dad talk?
It was the letters, but none of it made any sense because my oldest brother Damon, he knew everything about him, and no one told me anything about my dad at all. So none of it, I wasn't like upset or like happy because I didn't understand it. Like none of it made sense. So I kind of just lived my life as like, I don't know.
But you knew he was in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, what did he do? No, I'm just kidding.
But the thing it is, I was a really messed up kid. So it made me be selfish.
Mm.
I didn't think what I was doing, jeopardizing my freedom, my life, and leaving my kids on the streets. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I never thought about what's going to happen to them when you go to prison, for that matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, well, I didn't really start to care until I saw them in person at my mom's funeral.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's when it kind of really hit me.
Yeah.
Damn.
When would that be, and how old were you then?
That was that 2001?
2001 in June.
So 2001, I think I probably was 14. I think I had to be 14.
Yeah.
When that and like I didn't know anything. Like I was at this funeral, I'm like, I don't know what's going
It's
on.
the first time really meeting him, obviously.
Yeah, I saw him in shackles and guards around him. In an orange suit, that orange jumpsuit, boy.
Wow, man.
I was like, what is this?
Wow. And that's your pops.
Yep. And then he told us he was
That's
getting out.
insane.
I remember, we went to this like room to be able to see him, but we couldn't touch him, and the guards were around him. But he told us he was getting out soon, and I remember my other brothers, my brother Damon and Lil Kev, they were like crying and upset or whatever, very emotional, and I was just kind of like, I was glued to my mom. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I had no clue. I'm telling you, when I say none of it made any sense, none of it made any sense.
Yeah.
And then, he told us he was getting out, and then I was just like,
You're like, cool.
yeah.
Like, I don't even know you. Like,
I know
Yeah.
anything.
And at the time, what's crazy, I didn't know I was getting out at the time. I was still doing a life sentence.
Mm.
But I had to give them some type of hope. You know what I mean?
That was the thing too, because I was like, oh, I thought he was doing life.
But also, you put that out into the atmosphere too, and then you end up getting yourself out by, which is incredible. You told me. I love to talk about like reading up on everything, your case and everything.
Yeah.
Were you reading a lot in jail anyway?
Nah, when I first got to prison, it was more of the older guys. They made us read what they call literature about being black, where we come from, and they were more of that. And
did you become Muslim too?
Yeah, I was Muslim for 14 years.
Okay.
The thing it didn't, learning about me, learning about where I come from and all that stuff, it was cool because it taught me a lot of discipline. You know what I mean? It didn't make me hate other people though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Learning about slavery and all that stuff, it didn't make me hate other people. It just made me more conscious of who I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't really start fighting my case until.
How many years are you in there?
I was in there probably about 5-6 years already when I started really fighting my case.
Yeah, because for a minute were you thinking, I'm in here for life, this is it, I give up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what really made me go hard on it is when my mom got cancer.
Gotcha.
And she wanted to come see me one time. And this is when I had kind of started fighting my case, and I had cases in the court and stuff like that. And she wanted to come see me. And I was involved in a stabbing with some other guys. So I was in the hole.
So your stabbing in jail is more than what you supposedly did to get you in prison in the first place, because you didn't do anything.
Right.
You just didn't snitch on your friends.
Right.
So now you're doing a stabbing, which is actually a crime.
Right.
Which is crazy because you went in there fucking innocent. People always say, yeah, I'm innocent, I'm like, no, you're not. But you were.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So then you end up stabbing someone.
So then my mom wanted to come see me, and I lied to her and told her that. She asked me why was I in lockup, and I told her because they were thinking about moving me to another unit, so they needed to. This is how they do it, and when I hung up, I felt like shit. I was like, "Damn, man!" It's the first time I ever lied to her.
Ever?
Yeah, and I was like, "Damn, man, that sucks." So I said, "I got to get out of here." You know what I mean? So I started fighting my case.
This is 5 years in?
No, I started started fighting it a little bit here and there 5 years in.
Because you're reading up about it, right? And everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what really made me really buckle down and do it was about 97. Yeah.
And how were you?
H2O's first record.
Second record.
Second record.
Are you chilling at that point, like 5 or 6 years in, where like not you have respect? You don't have to do anything crazy. You're just living. Or
shit, I'm off the chain by that time. 5 years in, it's like I know the ropes now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you're safe, and you have your friends.
Yeah, I'm calling shots, getting people done in the whole nine by that time.
and you're taking care of your family from there and taking care of your
prison.
From prison, yeah.
Yes, because I'm also selling drugs in prison.
Fuck. And kind of controlling shit on the streets as well. How it's
Yeah.
all connected, right? And getting stuff out to your and getting stuff in.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. That's crazy, man. So you're like just like thriving.
Because you want to get out, but then you figure, I'm doing a life sentence. They ain't gonna let me out.
Are you happy in there at that point?
Nah, never happy. You know
Just
what?
surviving, just
To be
living.
honest with you, and this is honest, I've never been happy, man.
It's your wifey.
Even before prison, this is the first time I've ever experienced being happy.
It's amazing,
Just within
man.
the past 4 years. At
Wow.
55 years old.
Is it because you didn't think you deserved happiness?
I just didn't think that it really existed.
Yeah. And that true love too.
Yeah. It was all.
Because you were just like about yourself and survival. And
it was a myth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different women. If I got tired of her, I just left her alone. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like your dad. He was a womanizer, you were saying.
Yeah.
Just like no respect
Yeah.
for the women. Yeah.
You know, what's crazy is as he got older, he really settled down, started going to church with my mom. He changed. Actually, he changed his life, man, as far as it's a crazy story. One day, I knew he was going to come home tripping, and I had my gun. And I had my little cousin with me at the time. And I told him, I said, if he come today, man, and start that shit, I'm going to kill him.
Wow.
And my little cousin was like, okay. So I had a sawed-off .22 rifle. And I can see it in his face when he pulled in the driveway. We're on the porch, and I see him, and I'm like, it's going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I hear them in there arguing, and I opened the back door and just stood in the back door. And so I told him, I say, if you hit my mom, I'm going to kill you. And he looked at me like with this look of horror, man, that I was
You're serious, man.
I was so scared though.
Mm.
And so I pointed the gun at him. And before I could even think, I had fired the gun. Missed, but
You know the story, Chappelle?
Yeah.
Wow.
ran. I didn't go home for 2 weeks, man.
Holy shit. Were people looking for you and stuff or no?
No, my mom told me. I used to call my mom and say, Mom, can I come home? She said, no, your dad's going to kill you.
Holy shit. Was he looking for you too at that time probably or no?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's going to get me.
How old are you then?
I was about between the ages of probably about 13, 14 years old.
What?
And so,
That's fucking great.
but when I finally went home, he talked to me.
Mm.
And he said, don't ever let anybody disrespect your mom and your sister.
Wow.
And we never really went through that no more.
Damn.
Yeah.
And he got better too?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy, man. All right, so, man, I don't know where to go next. But just you getting out of jail and you studying that, reading up about it, you knew you were innocent when you went in, right? And all your people around you know what you did and knew you didn't snitch. And
yeah, everybody knew that. Nobody really knew the story because I was such it wasn't far-fetched to believe that he probably did that shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I got out on a technicality. They gave me a life sentence when they only should have gave me 8 years.
Okay.
The governor at the time, Fife Simonton, state of Arizona, he was the only one that could grant or deny a commutation, which is a commutative sentence.
Okay.
He denied it, but his secretary signed it.
Wow.
So I went and researched, and I found a law that says no one can deny or grant but him, and he has to sign it. And I did it and got 215 people out of prison.
After you did?
Yes.
Wow, just by finding this, that kind of loophole thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of your friends got out because of you? Or just all kinds of people?
No, it was a lot of people, man. People that didn't even know
It was in
me.
the newspaper.
Holy shit.
People all over the state had got
That's
out.
incredible, man.
And people was reaching out to me saying, man, thank you. And you know what I mean?
That is incredible, man. What year was that?
This was 2002. This is February 2002 is when it came out.
You remember hearing that you were going to get out?
Nah. I'll tell you what happened. Crazy. I didn't know I was getting out. The counselor called me to his office. And he said, have you heard what happened? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you haven't heard? And I was like, nah. You know, my mom had just died also 9 months before. And I'm like, nah, I haven't heard, man. He said, beat your case. And I was like, what? And I was like, nah, man. I said, don't play with me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I said, don't play with me like that, man. He said, nah, you beat your case.
Dude.
And I started crying, man. And the phone was ringing. He was like, those are the news reporters. They've been calling all morning, man.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. I said, what happens now? He said, I don't know. So he told me to go back to my cell. He said, when the yard opened back up, we'll figure it out. So as I get back to my cell, a guard comes and get me again. He's like, hey, you need to come with me. They took me up front, man, and said, you're being released.
Damn.
Man.
They wouldn't even let me pack my stuff.
Really?
Because I was officially no longer a ward of the state.
I can't imagine that feeling, man.
So I had no phone book or nothing, man. And I'm like,
phone book, yeah.
Right. And they're like, you need to call somebody to come get you. And I'm like, I've been locked up 12 years, man. And you telling me to call somebody to come get me. I don't even, you know what I mean? But I knew one number in my head. And that was my aunt's number.
Gotcha.
And I called her. And she didn't answer. I called back. She answered the phone. She was like, hello? And I was like, Auntie, I was like, they're releasing me. And she's like, I thought you was a bill collector. She's like, that's why I didn't answer the first time. I was like, did you just hear what I said?
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, let me let everybody know, and we'll be to get you. And my mom's sisters and everybody, they came and got me.
That day. Yeah. I have a question. So when you start reading about it, are you reading with a bunch of friends helping you look up the information? It's just you doing everything?
Nah, it's just me because I was taking law courses at the time.
Okay. And then who do you reach out to connect you to the outside to get a lawyer or somebody to represent you to get this shit going? And do they believe you have a case? And how does that process work?
Man, every lawyer in the state told me I didn't have a chance.
Okay.
I filed my Supreme Court motions myself.
Wow.
A habeas corpus. I filed it myself. Me and a buddy, Michael Hester. And when I got to the Supreme Court, the Arizona Law College at ASU, they saw the brief and called me and got in contact with me.
But are you like faxing stuff? Like, how is that? I'm saying, how do you get it out to that world?
At the time, we had law libraries.
If he can get money out there, he can get this out there.
I know.
We had law libraries at the time, and they would file motions for us.
So they saw it.
But you had to type it up and everything yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you did it all.
And if you miss one word, you were denied.
And it just goes out to them, and you have to wait and see what happens, and like you don't know.
So
it's crazy. And people even believe you even have a chance or a case. Like, no, you're crazy, whatever. Like, no, I really found this. This is something that looks like,
Nobody believed me, man. They told me, people in the yard, they was like, you're crazy, dude. They ain't gonna let you out.
It must have been like kind of mind boggling to start deep diving this stuff and realizing like, holy, like this is real. Like this is,
Yeah.
I've been here this long and it's crazy, man.
But when I found the information, I knew it. I was like, I got the ass.
Mm.
But you know what?
But you never thought about that until your mom had cancer.
Yes. Right before my mom died, she came and told me that God told her he was going to let me out.
Wow.
No shit. I didn't believe her. I was
Wow.
like, she tripping.
Wow. That is incredible.
Yeah. I was like, she tripping. You know?
So, but your whole family, everybody knew your deal, what you're in there for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's almost like if you're in there that long, obviously you're a badass, you were fearless, you were a street kid, but your case isn't like you killed anybody or you raped, you did anything crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you also have to keep that reputation of like, yeah, I am a real one. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not in here because I caught a body or anything, you're in here because this happened, and I'm not a snitch and I'm go to the street shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so there's even more respect for you
Yeah.
because you're in there like covering for other people.
Yeah.
And do those people that you didn't snitch on, did they appreciate it? Did they know
Yeah,
that's
they
why you were in there?
appreciate it. They appreciate it, man. But what people fail to realize, when you go to prison, man, the outside world, man, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
People think you go to prison and all your homies sending you money and shit, and that's bullshit.
And the people that you covered for, did they ended up getting out of street life, or they ended up just kind of wilding
One
out
of
still?
them, two of them are dead.
Oh, okay.
Two of them are dead now.
Damn.
One is still living,
Okay.
and he's still about that life.
Okay.
Yeah.
But hopefully he appreciates that, what you did, that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, man. It's such a crazy. But you're here talking about it, which is incredible, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what, man? I have a different outlook on life, man.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
But getting out that day and everybody comes to get you, is that like such a surreal moment?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
world's changed. It's been like, 13 years? The world's changed drastically.
Yeah, but it didn't. I got right back in the game, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That mindset, you know what I mean? Of being in that life. I got out, I tried to do right. I did all my parole stuff,
Yeah, I was
did
gonna
all,
ask you that,
you know, I
parole.
went to all the classes and meetings and stuff, man. And I was with this girl at the time and trying to bring home a regular check and shit like that.
Just be
man.
normal. Be a civilian.
And it was a bad relationship, man. And so when I end up leaving that relationship, actually she kind of forced me out, and the only thing I knew was survival again.
Yeah.
And I got back in the streets.
And going even harder?
Went even harder, end up getting caught up again. I got out 2002. By 2005, I was back in the system. Got busted with 800 pounds. Actually trying to rob the police. It was,
Wow.
yeah.
Rob the police.
It was a guy working for the police, and they had set up an operation.
Undercover, yeah.
And
Are you talking about that second time?
yes.
Yeah, 800 pounds.
And so I went to try to get it, me and my crew, and it was the police.
Jesus, man. And so how long are you back in for then?
for 4 years. Could have got, man, listen, they could have gave me a lot of time, man. But the judge was so impressed at me going to law school and fighting my own case. He was like, we had a status conference, and I remember going in there, and he said, the fuck you doing back in court, man? It's like, you just gave a life sentence back, man. He was like, I read your whole case, man. I know everything about you. He said, you're a smart dude, man. What happened? You know what I
Wow.
mean? And I told him, I said, man, listen, I'm red-handed. All I ask is that you give me enough time that I can come back out, man.
Mm.
I just don't want to spend the rest of my life in prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what you get?
They gave me 4 years.
You stayed the whole 4?
Yeah.
What prison? Same one or no?
No, actually they sent me to a lower prison because I had a nonviolent crime at this time. And they sent me to a low yard, man, and it was crazy. Low yards and high yards are different.
Okay.
You got a bunch of crybabies and stuff on the low yard,
Okay.
you know. And and if you're used to being in max for so many years, you have a lot of guys that won't go to low yards. They'll tell you, no, keep me in max. Do not send me to a low yard. Yes.
Wow.
So they sent me to a low yard, man. And as soon as I get to the yard, I just got off the bus. And the guys that knew me was like, you got to run the yard. I say, dude, I'm only doing 4 years, man. I just want to do my time. I'm old. I just want
Yeah. They want you to run it right from the jump.
Yes. And I end up running the yard.
Wow. They just knew you from, yeah.
Well, not just because
Did people know your name too and all that? Just
yeah,
OG
the
and
thing
all
it
that?
was with that was just, it was because I also had a diplomatic attitude.
Okay.
I'm not going to let us go to war for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let nobody, you know, something happened to you under my care. I got to face your people when I get to the street and tell them what happened to you.
Yeah.
So everybody knew he ain't going to take no shit, but he's smart enough to keep us out of bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's how it was.
And that's what you did for those
Yeah.
4 years?
Yeah.
Is
Fuck.
there people that don't have to? Yeah, exactly. Is there people that don't have to do the riots? That don't have to do?
Oh,
Participate?
no. Shit. No, you're going to participate.
Damn.
No, because if you don't, because you have a lot of organizations.
No, with us, you're against us, right?
Right. You have a lot of organizations, you know, like the Christians, they say, no, we're not going to, no, but
Don't work like that.
don't work like that. Bring Jesus with you.
You have to be part of it, right? Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was like, I wonder if there's someone that's like, oh, I'm out on this one.
I'm going to sit this one out.
I remember when I was in lockup, and at this time I'm older. And these guys, these younger guys, they were getting into it with the police a lot. So they started flooding the unit, and they knew the police was going to come in and spray tear gas and
Yeah.
all this stuff. And but they had respect for me. They was like, "Oh, gee, you can sit this one out, man. You don't."
Oh,
have to-"
really?
Yeah.
That was the second time around.
That was no.
Oh,
That was during my first stint.
During the first stint. Okay.
Yes. And they was like, "Oh, gee, you can sit this one out, man. You're good."
Really?
Yeah. So, you got to cover your face because the tear gas is coming. But if you don't, they made what they call dart guns
Mm-hmm.
out of paper clips and paper, and they sharpen the paper clip and they make a dart out of it and they shoot it.
Who shoots it?
The inmates.
What?
So they shoot them at the police, the darts, to try to stick them. So they told everybody, if you don't have your dart gun out when the police come, we're going to get you smashed when you get on the yard. So they told me I can sit that one out. I didn't have to participate.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to tell Toby the time you got stabbed.
And also when the guard took your CDs.
When I got stabbed, it was early on. I was in the gang unit at the time, and I don't know, man. I just got off the phone, and had kind of like a phone call wasn't all that great. Had my mom three-way trying to get in touch with my girlfriend at the time. Well, she was my homegirl, but couldn't get in touch with nobody, man. You know what I mean? To try to get some things done. Got back in the building, and this guy, you know, you hang off the bars. You know, you're watching out of the bars, and
Yeah.
so the dude, you know, he was like, "What's up?" And so I'm like, "What do you mean, what's up?" You know, he was like, "I was just speaking to you." I was like, "Fool, you can't speak to me."
How long you in there at that point?
Probably about 2 years.
Okay.
And I was like, "You can't speak to me, fool." And he was like, whatever then. So I chunked my hood up at him, and he chunked his hood up. Right then and there, it's like, okay, that's disrespect. You know what I mean? So I was like, "Fuck your hood." And he was like, "Fuck your hood." And I said, "All right, bet." So we got into disrespecting each other's mom.
Fuck.
And my homies, they hearing it. Nobody's saying anything but me and him. But my homies, they're like, okay, bet. You know what I mean? They already know it's cracking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I tell him, I say, "So what you want to do?" He said, "Let the door be the bell."
Mm.
And I was like, damn, okay, bad. But at this time, I don't really want no shit. But I done already created it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when we got to the chow hall, they let us out by tier. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So me and my two little homies, we were on two different tiers. So when they went out first. By the time I got out, they were waiting on me, and they was like, "What's up? What's up with the homie?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "It's on." So I said, "When we get in the kitchen, let's just get at him." But when we get to the kitchen, we don't see him.
Mm.
So I don't know if he had hang back or what, but when I went to the milk machine, he stuck me.
Was this right there?
Popped out on my ass.
Fuck. You start fighting or just?
Yeah.
Where'd
But
he stab you?
in the stomach.
Fuck.
By this time, my little homies, it was a wrap.
Rap for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you bleeding out and then.
Yeah. They handcuffed us, you know, laid me on the floor.
Even while you're bleeding out, you're handcuffed.
Yeah, they don't give a damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when we got they took me by helicopter to the infirmary, the Tucson, and put us all in lockup when we got back. When I got back, they were already in lockup.
Stitched you up and sent you back.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
And I never
you had to do surgery?
They wanted to make sure that wasn't no major damage and stuff like that, man. And I never saw dude again.
After that, yeah.
Nah, but he was fucked up.
Sure. Is that the only time you've been stabbed?
Yeah.
You been shot?
You've been shot?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, I got shot in the head.
This is one of my favorites.
But this is crazy. This is when I was young.
I mean, you've been young the whole time. You started young. It's crazy.
Me and one of my homies, man, he was like my best friend at the time. We were shooting dice, and I'm taking his money and talking shit, and he kept telling me to shut up. Like, man, stop, man. And I wouldn't.
Sore loser.
Right. So a couple of the other little homies came, and we're still back there. So the homie left. He said he was going to get some more money. he came back with a pistol. So when he first hit the corner, I'm like, what has he got in his hand? You know what I mean? He starts shooting.
It's shooting at you.
Yeah. And he grazed the side of my head, but the bullet was stuck in this close from my temple for years.
It was stuck in there.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get it. They wouldn't take it out because it's too dangerous to pull out.
Yeah, it didn't come out until I was in prison.
Was it?
They took it out?
Yeah, they took me.
Was it
to
bothering you
surgery.
for years?
Yeah, gave me headaches and shit for
I'm
years.
sure, man. It's a
But I
bullet
didn't
in
even
your
tell
skull.
my mom. I put a Band-Aid on it and went in, and she was like, why are you keep bleeding right there?
Oh, you never went to the hospital?
No.
Hang on a second, man. So you got shot in your head, put a Band-Aid on it, and then went to the hospital.
Yeah, and because it
just grazed. And
it grazed and stuck in my skin.
But you weren't worried about just bleeding out slowly?
No.
You think about it, yeah.
No. So I told my mom that, that I got stuck in the backyard up in the tree.
Just chilling.
Oh, my God, man.
When I told her that story when I was in prison, bro, you should have seen her face. She's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like,
Because thinking about it now, looking back, it seems crazy kind of, right?
yeah.
Just put a Band-Aid on it and kept it moving. Didn't
Yeah.
tell your mom.
Yeah.
So they had to do surgery to take it
Yeah,
out?
they cut it out.
Got it.
Yeah.
They put you to sleep for that, right?
No, because it was red on the surface, so they just
Plucked it out.
cut it out. You know what I mean? And
They
put
numb
two
you up?
st- Nah, they
Come on,
shit,
man.
It's prison. Costs too much money to numb you up, man.
What about the guard stealing your CDs, and what CDs did he steal?
Oh, he didn't
No,
take the CD.
he did. What happened was you're only supposed to have 15 CDs in prison, bro.
Really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
but you got to understand. After being in prison for 10 years, you know what I mean. I had over probably about 100 CDs.
And that's well deserved, man. It's fucking 10
Yeah,
years, man.
and so
Jeez.
he was a new guy, and he searched my cell the first time. He took about 20 CDs. Took them up to the yard office, to the property room, and I went and got them back.
Mm.
Went up there and told the property lady. She was cool, and she's like, oh, okay. He came back again, bro, like 2 days later.
And this is a newer guard.
He's had it out for you, man.
He just started. So he came, and I'm on the basketball court, and the homie say, hey, man, dude searching your house again. So I take off over there. I get there. I say, hey, man, what's your problem, bro? And he was like, back up. I'm like, dude, why are you messing with my shit, man? Back up. You know what I mean? Tough guy. He's young.
Damn.
And so he had my CDs sitting on the bed, and he was like, these have to go out, and you have to send these out. And I grabbed those CDs, man, and I just chunked them at his head, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, scared the shit. This dude ran up out of the cell so quick, man. He hit that panic button. Cops was coming from everywhere, man.
Wow.
So when they saw who it was, the majors, and they knew me. They've been knowing me for years.
Yeah.
And they was like, what happened? I said, man, this dude fucking with me, man. I said, this dude been messing with me, man. He been taking my CDs and shit. So the major, he said, do you know this inmate? And the dude was like, yeah, it's inmate McDonald. He was like, no, do you know this inmate? He was like, no. He said, do you know he's doing a life sentence? And he was like, no. He said, hey, man, you need to find out who these guys are. He said, because now you're messing with your own life.
Mm.
Dude, he ain't got nothing to lose. Why are you messing with CDs, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy random, yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff are you listening to in there?
Oh, man, I was into everything, man. I was into Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Kiss the Sky, man. I was into a lot of jazz, reggae. I have a variety of things.
People were
man.
sending you music in there?
Yeah, my mom.
Would you say a certain artist you wanted to get? And
my mom would send it to me.
wow. I also know that you got turned on to Blink-182 in jail, too.
Yes.
You're a big Travis Barker fan.
Yeah.
And that's through the Aryan Brotherhood.
Yeah. A friend of mine,
Which
man.
is so crazy.
Friend of mine, he was Aryan Brotherhood.
So you could be friends.
We were friends from the streets.
Yeah, okay.
So,
And
but
stayed that way in there, which is incredible, actually.
yeah, we just didn't
Hang out.
hang out. And
But people knew you guys were boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
And one day I went by a cell and I was like, he was bumping and he was like, check this shit out. Like, okay. And I was like, damn. I was like, who's that? And he was like, Blink 82, man. Travis Barker, you know.
That must have been like 90. Yeah, that shit was
Yeah,
popping back
it was
then,
in the
yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said, that dude on the drums is badass, man. He was like, that's Travis Barker, man. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
No, it's crazy. That same time you were probably listening to Blink.
Yeah.
The same time your dad was in jail. That's so crazy.
Yeah, but it was, and so I became a Barker fan just from that.
Yeah. Were you guys watching TV and videos?
Yeah,
and
we
stuff?
had all the videos.
Yeah, so you can see this.
You had TV in there?
You can watch it too, yeah.
Yeah,
But
we had all the video stations, man.
Really?
Yeah,
VH1, BET,
VH1,
MTV.
all that.
So like, yeah, I guess. So did
We
like
had
the
cable.
did the blacks have their own TV? The whites have their own TV, and is it like that?
We had personal TVs. You had your own TV.
I mean, he's doing live. Give him a TV, man. Come on, get more than 15 CDs in a fucking TV.
I didn't know that.
CD players and TVs.
So you're kind of chilling.
Yeah, but the first time it was crazy because after I heard that and then I seen Travis Barker on TV and I was
Was it
like,
Meet the Barkers? He had a reality show back then.
I
too.
remember.
Yeah.
But
But you saw him on TV playing or something.
yes, and I was like, that dude is badass,
Yeah.
man. That was crazy.
Was that your first kind of time ever hearing like punk rock music too?
No, because remember I grew up. I went to Tempe High.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so I was already kind of into rock and you know punk music
Yeah.
here and there. You know what I mean? Just hanging out with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they used to have now they call them raves, but it wasn't back then. It was it was like field parties. It was like in a big lot of just dirt and you know kegs, keg parties, and they would play punk.
Do you sing or play instruments like your
Nah.
pops? Never tried, never wanted to?
Nah,
You seem like you have like a soothing voice. Like you'd be doing some like,
I sing to my wife.
all right, some Teddy Pendergrass or some like,
Very white shit.
right? His voice is like,
Yeah.
because he sings, you know, he sings punk.
I mean,
but-
I don't sing.
Yeah.
I'm yelling. You know.
Let me see. See, here's
Some of your music you listen to?
nah. I'm gonna show you.
But do you listen to new music
That's
too?
my dad. in the
Oh,
Snapchat.
wow, that's cool. It's his dad playing guitar. Wow. You've probably seen that before?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Do you listen to new music? Were you catching up on new music in jail with people playing stuff?
Oh
or
yeah.
not?
We was always up
Up to date, what's going on?
up to date on all the music.
Yeah, hip hop's just everything, right?
Yeah.
Through all that.
Yes.
Wow.
They knew about Tupac dying.
Oh yeah. We watched the L.A. riots, everything on TV.
Did people in jail right from the jump knew who killed Tupac? Because now we all know how it was all connected to. Was it talked about?
You would be surprised, man. People in jail know shit before the streets know it
Or it's before it's going down.
because
right?
everybody's connected to the inner circles of the street.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, mainstream is really not, but you know, you're locked up with people from those neighborhoods.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's all connected.
Yeah.
Because knowing about that now, that people knew pretty quick what happened.
Yeah.
And
That's
that
crazy.
guy ended up dying anyway, but
Yeah.
in jail, I think, or something.
No, he got shot.
Mm.
Like
we were talking yesterday to the guy that killed Nipsey Hussle. Do you think he'll have to be like in protective custody for the rest of his term there?
Yeah. He'll never be a civilian out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, why can't you wash your face in the shower?
Because you got to watch your back.
Mm-hmm. So dropping the soap, all that shit, all the stuff in the movies, all real.
Yeah, well, the dropping the soap shit, that's a myth. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody nobody's really into that. That's some private type shit. You know what I mean?
So nobody's really getting raped in public.
No, not in public.
Like they do in the movies and stuff.
But
like that.
people do get raped. Don't get me wrong.
Of course,
it happens, but it happens in private. You know what I mean? It's not because nobody condones that shit.
Yeah.
Nobody condones somebody getting raped or somebody not being that way, and somebody's trying to make them be that way. Nobody,
Also, in this day and age, if there's somebody that's gay or bi or trans, are they in a certain area in jail, or are they with everybody else?
They with everybody else.
And there's all respect and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just so many different pockets and different
There's so much to it. There's a lot more to it than...
It's just the whole world. It's a different world.
Than just people just sitting in there.
But it's a lot of similarities to the real world as well, too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Just everyday things.
Yeah.
Like that we're talking to, that 60 Days In show. How much reality is that show, you think?
That's entertainment, man. Let me tell you something. People know right away if you're not.
That's why they're checking the papers on the show, or whatever. Yeah, they know.
They can look at you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how tough you act.
Act.
People know, and they're gonna test your card.
Yeah,
believe me.
You out real quick.
Yeah.
So those shows are just pretty much
Yeah, they're just entertainment, man. It's reality TV.
Yeah. We think people are watching that show in jail and laughing at it, probably.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, so now you're out of jail. Let's go back to you. Now you're out of jail. You're back, and you go back in. You get out in 4 years. Then you're out. So when you get out from the 4 years, what's next?
I've been out.
For how long now?
I've been out 18 years now.
Amazing.
Yeah. And
how long are you on probation when you get out? How long does that last? Like checking in with somebody.
I was on parole after the last time for 12 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just keeping it clean, checking in with your PO,
yeah.
drug testing, all that stuff.
Yeah, I never had a problem with drugs and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that wasn't no issue. You know what I mean? And he told me at the time it was really bad for jobs and shit. So he told me I'll be lucky if I find one. Just stay out of trouble.
And that's hard for people getting back into society to actually get a job coming from jail, and that's how they end up doing the same thing they used to do.
Right.
So, did you get a real job?
I did. I had got a call center job, man. Crazy shit.
Is that hard going into like a normal society for you?
Yeah. Being in the work environment, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people play and, they have fun at a workplace, and I wasn't never around that. So it was like weird to me, man. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't smile. Don't have fun.
Right.
Because you've been your own boss since you've been in the streets, basically, man.
Right.
Like doing your own thing.
Right.
You don't have to answer to nobody.
Right.
Then you have a boss. And you've been in jail, and it's crazy, man. Running shit in jail too.
Hey, the good thing about it, my managers and everybody, they knew that I was in prison for a long time, so they was cool with it. They was, they would help me out.
Yeah, even just like with internet and like phones and just everything getting out to that, we're like trying to adapt.
Yeah.
Like, what is this shit?
I remember trying to use a cell phone for the first time, man. And,
which version? The big ones or just whatever?
It was just a regular
flip phone, or
little
something?
phone that my sister had gave me when I got out of prison, and it was ringing, and I'm like, I don't want to feel stupid and ask somebody how to answer it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I just hope this fucking phone shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what button to push to answer it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or just writing
And,
your first text message, like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah, all
but
that.
There's computers in prison, though, right? Obviously.
Now, but
Yeah.
when I was in prison, it wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of that shit.
Was there also a time where they stopped having weights in jails because people were killing people with weights? Is that true too? Like shut down, like working out in the yard
Well,
and stuff.
It was a number of things. Weights give you a lot of testosterone, man, and
Good point.
dudes were getting pumped, man, and they was whooping guards' ass. Yeah,
Yeah. So they kind of shut that down.
they shut that down, man.
So the next time you saw each other, the first time you see him is in shackles. He's in an orange jumpsuit.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next time you see each other? When he gets out of jail for the second time?
Yes.
The first time.
First time.
Oh no, the first time. Oh yeah, he took me and my brother to the mall. Yeah,
was
we
it
went to
awkward?
the mall.
Was it?
Yeah, it was quiet the whole time.
Mm.
Had no clue what was going on.
I
He bought me some CDs.
Really?
Yeah, I bought It was Minor Threat.
What?
Yeah. I remember. And then we went to this place I go to called Shirts and Things. I think I bought like a Minor Threat shirt.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember telling him, "Get what you want,"
Yeah. That's what he said.
and he was like,
I was like, what? I was like, you sure? I got it.
I think he bought probably 3 things.
Yeah.
Were you uncomfortable too? Like connecting again like that was awkward.
Nah.
Okay.
No, because
yeah.
him and Damon,
Had been okay.
yeah. They were all
Wow.
talking. Damon was talkative the whole time. I was.
Yeah. How old are you then? How old are you then?
They had to be 14 or 15.
Okay.
And it was funny because
If it was 02.
Damon told me, he was like, he just quiet like that. I was like, he all right? He was like, yeah, he cool. He just quiet.
You're always a
like that.
quiet kid.
Always.
Just always.
I'm like shy like my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy you're a comedian.
That's what she says. She says it all the time.
But that's where you feel the most comfortable in your own skin. You can just talk and express.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
guess.
where I feel
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
But you know what? You know what's
Yeah.
crazy? My whole family's comedians.
Mm.
All of us. It's crazy. Yeah. When you get with our family, it's like you're laughing the whole time because they just love to clown, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You felt that energy
What?
with your family all being comedians?
But
No, I haven't really been around
he
them.
Okay,
hasn't been
okay.
around them like that.
Yeah.
She has.
Yeah.
My wife has.
Mhm.
But
I haven't.
Yeah.
And if I am, I'm in the cut.
you
I'm just chilling, quiet.
just kind of like
Yes. I'm like that in like a lot of situations.
yeah. Be with your family because you really haven't been around them too. Obviously, you're like a
Even when you took me backstage, I'm like in the cut. I'm like,
yeah
you
But
know?
I'm the same way.
standoffish.
Yeah, I'm always like that.
Yeah.
I gotta observe first. I gotta
Yeah.
see things. I gotta look and see what it looks like.
But although if someone comes up and talks to me, I'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's very, yeah.
Yeah. How has your life been since you've been out? Because I know the other day you mentioned that you have like your first job interview. Kind of official.
It's been good, man. You know what I mean? Getting married and like I was telling you before, me and my wife, we come from 2 different backgrounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's spiritual and love God, you know what I mean? So she's taught me a lot about from the streets to just being a normal person.
Yeah. Which I'm sure is crazy hard, man, that transition.
Yeah. Especially with her because she makes fun of me.
But how long you guys been together for now?
We've been together 4 years.
Awesome.
We were best friends first.
Okay.
We were friends before we started dating.
And how'd you meet?
And I was stalking social media. No, what happened was my cousin went live. One of my girl cousins went live on social media, and I saw her in the background. So I called my cousin right away, and I was like, "Who's that?" And she was like, "That's my friend." And I was like, "I want to meet her." And she was like, "Okay, all right." So That next day I met her.
Oh, wow.
And we became friends. You know what I mean? It was a little different from what I was used to, as far as I knew she was a good girl. And I was like, that's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
She ain't got no bullet wounds or nothing. You know what I mean?
This is some wifey shit. This is some relationship. This is like not like some one night stand. This is like legit.
Right.
This is real.
Right.
Yeah.
Never tried to sleep with her right away or none of that because I respected her in a different way.
Yeah.
Did
you start off young hooking up with girls?
I didn't really get into girls, man, until I was like 18.
Okay. Same for me.
It was more about
kind of like you too.
More about the money and stuff like
me.
that. You know what I mean? It wasn't about
you care about that.
Yeah.
Fast life.
Yeah, girls wasn't really my thing.
Yeah, you started late with girls too. We talked about the pod before. You weren't like a big player or anything like that.
No. No, I wasn't. No.
How has your health been throughout your life before you became vegan?
Man, I struggled with diabetes and high blood pressure for like 15 years, man. Just, and it was more mental to me. I wasn't in a good space mentally.
Yeah.
So food was my choice of drug.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Which we're all addicted to.
Yeah, and it was bad foods. You know what I mean?
Sugar's a massive drug, yeah.
And so I just, my A1C was, I looked it up. It's called slow suicide when your A1C is at 11. And that's what I was.
Wow.
And so they was going to put me on insulin. And I told them, just give me one more chance. And my cardiology, I went to see her at the same time, and she told me to look at the video Game Changer. The documentary.
Game Changer, yes.
Yeah.
Which was a game changer for a lot of people, including yourself.
When I watched that, I went vegan that night.
Amazing, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to her, too. Like, it's like the fact that doctors are doing that now, it's better late than never, but it's always been here, just food, before they give you a pill or a shot. It's like, it's the food, man.
And it's crazy because, me and my wife, we just kind of started the journey together.
It's awesome.
My wife used to be 367 pounds.
What? Do you know that, Lacey?
Nope.
You? Really? Wow.
I got pictures to prove it.
Oh, I love this. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what were you?
I was almost 300. I was 298.
No way,
Damn.
man.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you never thought about vegan or vegetarianism ever in your whole life?
No. When they told me they was going to give me shots.
You hate shots.
Shots insulin?
Yes.
And
And I'm
needles.
scared of needles.
Yeah. Even though we got tattoos, we're scared of needles.
So what, like, how often would you have to take those shots?
Every day.
Yeah, hell no. And you got tattooed in jail too, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
It's crazy because you were told to take blood pressure medicine or something at a young age as well, right?
Yeah, like 18. They told me to take high blood pressure medicine. They said, what'd they say? Oh, I asked them how long do I have to take this? And they're like,
For life.
yeah, for life, yeah. And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't like that. Especially because I don't like taking pills like that.
Yeah. And
You
so
know?
how long did you take yours for?
I didn't take it for long.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
they tell you, man, that it's hereditary and all that.
But that's what they told me. And I was like, no, it ain't.
It's bullshit, right?
Bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's big
Because
bullshit.
you can just flip
I'm
it.
the only one in my family ever had diabetes.
Really? And you flipped it too. I'll look at some pictures right now. Wow. What? That's you? I'm looking at pictures of both them. 367 and 298. Holy crap.
Hey.
That is incredible, man. Look at the picture. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So when you
Wow,
met,
yo.
you both weighed the same amount or no?
No.
Okay.
No. And
That's
she
amazing.
was a little bit more into kind of working out and
Wow.
stuff before me.
Yeah.
but she still wasn't eating right.
Yeah.
You know what I
Because
mean?
the eating's just as important as the working out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So she used to go work out and stuff, and I'd be like, "You tripping?"
Mm-hmm.
You know. But when we decided to go vegan together, it just my results and stuff, it just made sense, man. I was like,
Yeah, you saw it happening. Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Probably quicker than the pill too. Probably.
yeah.
That's insane. You did the pills just for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I wasn't taking them pills that long. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
The high blood pressure, yeah, nah. I was like, what? Why?
So
When they had like no explanation for that, which I don't think there's like, oh, that's the end. That's just what it is. I never think that's true whenever people
Yeah.
say shit like that with like anything. I go, no, there's other options.
Yeah.
I know it. There's too much like resources, in our world to like say, no, that's the only option for that. I go, no, it ain't.
Yeah.
Especially because like that punk mentality, like that's like us, like
Question everything.
yeah, we question everything. And it's like, oh, a major label's not the only thing. We could do it this way, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just that's how I felt about the blood pressure medication.
And so you immediately saw the change. You're like, this is it for me.
Yeah.
It's like a total life.
Yeah.
commitment.
It's a lifestyle now, man.
And even beyond your health, the animals and the planet, it's all connected.
Yes. What's crazy is I've always had that same attitude you got. My wife tell me all the time. That attitude you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I question everything.
Yeah.
And that's
I think it's smart. Yeah.
that's what that's what's been part of my survival for so many years,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah.
And then that also, and then getting saved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those were the two huge parts of my life.
Yeah. Life changing.
Yeah.
I also feel like the eating and the exercising also obviously helps your mental. Just everything.
Of course.
Focus,
Of
clarity,
course.
everything, man.
Yeah.
You feel like kind of reborn when you change it all like that.
Yeah.
Then you find the love of your life, and then you guys are both doing it together, and then
Yeah, it helps to have a partner in it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, the turning point, I really didn't really get really serious about life. I've always been serious about life, but when my last son passed is
Mhm.
when I kind of just really took a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because was it there a thought of going back to that life the whole time, or you could always jump in and jump out, make some money?
Well, I had a reason, man, to go that way, but finding out, that he died from overdose of fentanyl, man, it made me hate drugs and hate that life.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we talked about this yesterday. It is kind of heavy. You talking about some of the regrets of like how much drugs you may have put on the streets or affected lives of people you never even met.
Yeah.
And now you're feeling it firsthand with your son. The effect. You know what I'm saying?
One
Like
thing I
it's-
believe in is karma, man.
Mhm.
I believe in karma, and I believe everything that you sow, man, you reap. And
Same.
I had did that for years, man, and never thinking about how other people's family were affected by the things that I did in life, as far as putting drugs and stuff on the streets, until it came back. And
And beyond that, making your mom worry
yeah,
or not thinking about your kids. It was just all you. It was just about
Right.
you, right? Yeah.
right. And to now to try to to build a relationship with my kids and grandkids at this stage of my life is that's what's most important.
It's beautiful, man.
You
And you look great, and you lost the weight, and you're healthy, and you're happy, and your diet, just everything with this kid, my adopted LA kid. And
yeah, it's Chappelle is one of my proudest moments, man. To come from
you made me cry on this shit right
Shut
now,
up.
bro.
to come from where I come from and to see him on stage and see him but what's the thing of hearing people say how much they love him and how much he has been an inspiration and
Facts.
a light to so many people, man, is like,
Toby, if you cry, I swear to God, I'll kick you in the face.
I got dad issues, man. Go
I
ahead.
know.
yeah, that shit's deep.
Yeah. Proud Papa.
Yeah.
And that you guys reconnected.
Because
awesome,
it's
man.
like he's living a life that I never had a chance to live.
Yeah.
And that's to show love and,
And share his story
yeah.
and his journey that happened. Obviously, you were in jail. He got adopted, all that. And he uses all that, what may have been a negative in a dark space at some time, and he's flipping it and to a positive and laughing about it and helping
Right.
people that have the same experiences connect to it. It's powerful, man,
Yeah.
because it's real. That's why people connect to Chappelle, because he's telling real shit. It's not a
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's the thing, man.
Lace dog.
Life is real, man. And my wife always tells me, she's been telling me ever since we met, is choices and decisions, man.
100%.
And choices and decisions that you make, man, can affect the rest of your life.
Yep.
Man. It can affect, I don't want to leave this world, man, and nobody have nothing good to say about me.
Yeah.
All they have to remember is the bullshit that I went through, that I took people through, that I perpetuated, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want that.
But also hearing your story and knowing as a parent myself that everything starts in the home, like how you grew up,
Yeah.
and then how your dad grew up and how that just goes generation to generation, and you not really knowing love and all these different things, and just wanting to be like your dad and go on the streets and being fuck the world and being careless and didn't care what
Right.
happened to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, not that you can blame that on your dad, but your environment, man, is how you grew up, and that's all you knew.
Your environment, man, is I was really thankful that even though that they, my kids, because all of them went through something, man.
Yeah.
My son Kevin, he struggled from my mother raised him while I was in prison. She had him for 12 years and then he died. And she died. So he had to go back to his mom. Me and his mom had both been to prison. He resented me for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he never really forgave me for going to prison and leaving him when he was 2 years old, man. You know what I mean?
Which you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's and we struggled with that for years, me and him. You know what I mean? And just the fact that he was struggling with mental illness and drug addiction, man, and had nobody to reach out to is one of the reasons what made me want to start my own center in his and my other son Damon's honor, man, to build a center, man, to give people support.
I love that.
That's going through drug addiction and mental illness issues, man.
Yeah, me and Chappelle would love to help you with that too. We have a lot of friends connected in that world, man.
Yeah.
East Coast, West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Hakim's friend. I'd like to connect you with some people with that. To help
Okay.
you. Yeah, man. It'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
I just got my peer support certification,
Nice.
and did it on my own.
Yes.
You know.
Just like how I get our same thing.
Yeah. So,
awesome.
it's time for me, honestly, I've taken so much from society. It's time for me to give back, man. You know what I mean?
Love that.
I've done so much to be a fucked up person. Now it's time to do some good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just want to make a difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Just to be able to give somebody some type of hope that you can make it. Whatever situation you're going through, you can make it out.
Yeah, there's a way out. Yeah.
It don't have to be permanent. You know what I'm saying? And my son, before he died, we were at odds, man. He had just got out of prison. And we Didn't talk to each other when he got out. Never got a chance to say anything to him. He felt that I abandoned him, took his own life. And when he died, I found he sent me a text message 2 weeks prior to him dying.
Wow.
But the text message, it actually went through a spam in my inbox on Facebook.
Weird.
And I found it after he died.
Wow.
And he said, "Dad, I apologize."
That's heavy, man. But you have that. And you know that, you know? Man. I feel that, man. I'm so sorry, man. But you have that from him, you know what I'm saying? It's sort of a closure, I guess.
But yeah, he said he apologized, and
Can't imagine, man.
he wanted me to forgive him, man, and that he loved me. And
it's powerful, and that's important. You have that too, man. You know that.
So just
yeah, man. Life is short, man. Yeah.
Send him in that casket, man. It just
I can't imagine, man.
it just let me know what kind of life I lived.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I made a commitment that day that I will never live like that again.
I feel you.
You know?
Yeah.
And I asked God to save me, man. And from here on out, man, I'm going to live my life for God and do some good.
Love it, man. Fuck, man. This might be a way to end the episode, you know? Fuck.
Told you about to cry too?
Made me cry in this podcast. Yeah, man. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you making this amazing fucking human right here that I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your journey and your story and turning your life around.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I just want to do something good, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing something good now, but you've been talking about it and sharing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sharing
Right.
your journey.
Yeah.
And you're doing something for the planet already, changing your diet. Just that alone, you're helping everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Inspiring him because he just saw you post something about a doc or a book, and then he went and got the book, and now he's reading it.
No, it was a doc. And then the doc talked about the book.
Yeah.
Then I got the book.
But it's interesting because I've been right here the whole time with him as a vegan. Obviously, he's inspired by me, but then he sees something you're doing. His pops, who was in jail most of his life, who went vegan 100% before he did, 99.9% vegan. And then now you're inspiring your son.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You know, it's
man.
just it's an inspiration, man, to see Chappelle do his thing, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's awesome to be here and free to see that and go see him if you want to go see him.
Because he let me know, honestly, that despite all the shit he went through, he can still love.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't feel no bitterness from him or resentment
Right.
or anything like that.
Oh, no. Not even towards my stepfather. No.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's
Yeah.
all good.
What do you think?
I've called him up. I said, "What's up?"
And what do you think it is about you that can just be like that and not hold shit like that in like that? Obviously, you had anger management.
Because everything is just a moment to me. It's not life.
Yeah.
When you think of it as a moment, then it's just a moment.
Yeah.
It's like a thing that happened. I mean, you know, that's what I say on stage too. I go, "That's a moment. That's
Right.
what happened. It's
Yeah.
not my life." You know.
Yeah.
You know, and plus I learned about my stepfather. I learned a lot of things about him that made me go, "Oh, damn.
This is why.
This is why."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like just now, I learned stuff about him, like how he ended the way he did, how he grew up.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
You know, like, there was a thing with him where he never got to know his father. His mom would never tell him who his father was. He would ask all the time. So I think there was this thing with him where, like, if he couldn't know his father, then I couldn't know, because he kept that away from us,
yeah.
me and my brother. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. You know, I get it. Yeah. Also, like, he was 17 when I was born.
Damn.
You know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, what What was he supposed to? What was he
Yeah.
supposed to do? You know, like I mean, you know, like I said, like every time I see him, I talk to him as hi. You know, like it's nothing weird. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like he gets a little scared to talk to me. I'm like, I ain't got nothing against you.
Yeah.
It's all gravy.
Yeah. I mean, you've had so much loss, but then also now you're still alive. You're living for your wife and your kids are here and your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's a new chapter for you
Yeah.
to be like, you know, like you said, be a role model and help other people.
Yeah.
And that's the best you can do.
That's
you're
it,
doing the
man.
best. You're living the best you can live right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
None of us are perfect.
I'm
No.
free, man, physically and mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
that takes a lot. you know.
Yeah. And you turn your shit around.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
Nah.
A lot of your friends are dead or in jail.
Yeah.
And you're here, man, telling your story. And you look great. You looks good shape, looks young, fucking doing
Yeah.
good. Well, thank
Yeah.
you for
That
being
55
here, man.
don't show.
Nah, man.
Right,
Don't,
right.
man. Totally turn around. Are you done getting tattooed?
Yeah.
All right.
No. Well, you see my wife's face. She's kind of the boss right now. She's
Do you want him to get more tattoos or no? Oh, you like tattoos, yeah?
yeah,
Yeah. How many tattoos you got?
probably about 5 or 6.
And all from in jail?
Yeah.
You had no tats going into jail?
No.
Wow. That's crazy. That's like part of your thing, you know?
Yeah.
Is it like hand poked or like a little machine?
Yeah, a couple of them are hand poked, and then you got the machine.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy how they make those there.
Yeah, now they got the sophisticated.
They do
Guns
real
in there.
tattoos in there now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they got tattoo machines that make your tattoos look better than the ones out here, man.
Do you have stuff you regret tattoos you have or no? No.
Yeah.
You want to get them lasered or covered up?
Yeah.
I got you. If you want to get them lasered, I got you.
She's got some, too.
What, tats? You want to get lasered?
Yeah.
I got you. I got free lasering. Got you in Arizona.
Really?
Any way you want. Yeah, they
How you
sponsor
get in Arizona?
because they're everywhere, the whole country.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they sponsor
Yes.
my podcast. I got you. I get all my friends lasered.
Okay.
I'll connect you.
Thank
yeah, of
you.
course. Yeah, it hurts like fuck. It's horrifying. It's the worst
It
shit
hurts
you're
worse
gonna
than
feel.
it hurts
But
worse
it's
than
really
a tat.
fast. It's like it's so fast.
Okay.
What like
Couple
'cause what-
seconds.
how long did that take?
I had like 5 tattoos on top of each other, and it was like that dark, and I've gone 7 times, and it's that light. I still have more to go. It takes a while because I had 4, but if you have something light, that's easy, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's cool.
I'm keeping all
Definitely.
mine.
You still
Oh.
getting more.
Hell yeah.
You guys both have scorpions.
Yep. And I'm getting that panther right here, dog.
It's gonna get Black Panther.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you, your son is Black Power.
Right.
But thank you, man.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
this has been awesome,
Thank you
man.
for having me,
Of
man.
course, man. Thank you for sharing your story, and
Yes.
I'm happy you're alive and you're happy and you're here, man. You know what I mean? To tell
Thank
your
you.
story.
Yeah.
We gonna write a book someday or anything or not?
Well, that's the plan.
Okay,
That's the plan.
I can see that. Yeah,
Yeah. So
that'd be awesome.
we're working on it, me and my wife now.
It'd be very therapeutic too.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to therapy?
No, but my wife has. She's been to counseling, so she's kind of she's big on that.
Yes, I just started. I've been a couple times, but first time my whole life going.
She's big on it. She has a life story too, man. Yeah. So
Okay. You're gonna start going to therapy, doing yoga and hiking.
yes,
Some real.
Is that yoga?
she does yoga.
Okay, nice. Damn, she got awesome.
Yeah.
She's perfect, man, for you, man. Yeah,
She
that's awesome.
is.
Yeah.
Honestly, she is, man. She's taught me a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can learn to love and express and just, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff that you really didn't have.
Right, because I didn't have that, and she's taught me how to be open.
Yeah, because you kind of been like a kid through the system your whole life and then having to grow up really fast and be hard and be a shot caller and do all this, show no emotion.
We've been
You
in
know what I'm
public.
saying?
We've been in public places, and it was too much for me. And she had to help me breathe, and just from being around too many people at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even he gets like that too.
Sure.
Remember I took you to the games July 4th party?
Nope, that was different.
And there was so
I
many
knew you
people,
meant
and
it.
I never seen
I
you
knew you
poke.
meant it.
It's like we gotta leave right now because it was
Yeah.
so many people. It was so tight. He freaked out.
A lot of bloods up in there.
Shout out to the game. Shout out to the game. This is the last random question, and it's totally fun and not dark and heavy. Top 5? Any top 5 MCs? Hip hop artists?
I'm a big J fan. Man.
All right.
I'm
And
a-
he's all. Anytime Toby asks this question, he is mentioned every time.
Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Of course, dude. He's in my top 5 too.
I'm a Jay-Z fan.
How about this guy right here, man?
Rakim? Come on, man. That's the god.
My favorite. Top 5 for me too.
Pac.
All right.
Gotta have Pac in there.
So Jay-Z,
Pac,
Rakim, Pac. You weren't a Biggie fan?
I was a Biggie's fan.
Were you riding for the West Coast during that time?
Yeah, you had to. And one of my artists, man, that I think is
Underrated
is CJ Mack.
Well, I ain't even heard of CJ Mack. You? Where's he from?
He's got a podcast with Dub C.
I seen that. Okay.
And
he's an OG. Yeah.
And Too Short.
Ooh. Too Short never gets mentioned.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a good one.
That's a good top 5, man.
Yeah. Scarface in there too, though, man. Top 6.
Did you like East Coast hip hop too, besides Jay?
Yeah.
Like Wu-Tang, Gang Starr.
Wu-Tang. You know who one of my favorite artists is Method Man.
Incredible.
That boy's a beast.
And he never
man.
gets mentioned, like top.
Man.
He's a beast.
He's incredible, man.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I remember like he got put in a list up atop something, and Joe Budden said something, and that's when Wu-Tang smacked Joe Budden. It's a true story.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they say he didn't deserve to be in the top. Method Man
And then
didn't.
they smacked Joe Budden.
And he's an incredible actor, too. And he's vegan.
And yes, he
and
is.
a Red Man, yeah.
And DMX was one of my
Sick.
favorites.
Sick.
Real motherfucker.
Yes. Yeah.
He's a real one, man. Really sad. That whole story was
Yeah.
sad. He was in Arizona for a long time.
Yeah, he was. He was
Yeah.
living in Scottsdale.
He got arrested like 30 times in 1 year or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, he used to live with one of our cousins.
Oh, he
What?
did?
Yes.
I didn't know
Deep
that.
dive. Like,
She was matter of fact, she spoke at his funeral.
Really?
Yeah.
Chappelle.
I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
She's a pastor now.
Wow.
He would speak some real amazing poetry, man. He was connected to God for sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure. DMX was.
Yeah.
He said a lot of demons, a lot of childhood trauma as well,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I think he was a real one too.
Yeah.
We have Ask My Neighbor Hub, who's like the real gangsters, and he always just tells us who isn't.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
Who
name
is,
like
who is it?
every rapper from West Coast, like nope, yes, nope. Out of all the MCs I named, he said Dub C was like the realest.
Yeah, he said
Oh, yeah.
Dub C was real.
Dub C, man. The shadiest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. You an optimist or pessimist?
Optimist.
All right, nice. I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Even through all the shit you've been through.
Yes.
Always look for the positive, yeah.
Yeah. And everything, man. I'm you know, once you find that peace, that inner peace, everything's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You found that.
Yeah.
I'm really happy you found that, man.
Yeah, that inner peace, you can't get that nowhere, man.
Because you deserve it, man.
Yeah.
Like all your happiness, I'm sure there's parts you like, all the stuff you've done, like maybe I don't deserve a good life or deserve love, but I feel like you paid your dues and then some, and you've been through it and you did your time, and like you deserve happiness, man.
Yes.
We all do, you know what I mean?
That's the goal.
I can't wait to see Chappelle get married someday and have kids. And
All right, man. I got to pee.
your dad's way open more than you. Well, thank you for being here, man.
You're welcome, man.
This was
Thank
amazing,
you for having
dude.
me, man.
Of course, man. We really had really good talking to you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here as well. Peace, everybody. Bye. I always ask my guests if they have any regrets. I personally don't have any regrets. Even when it comes to my tattoos, I have the silliest tattoos. Even my ET on my leg, it's still a childhood memory for me, and I love it. I've had tattoos on top of tattoos strictly because I wanted more tattoos. I started getting tattoos when I was 18. I'm 52 now, and I can't stop. I've had laser treatment before on something on my arm. It's 4 tattoos on top of each other. And that experience at that place was pretty fast. It was pretty cold. It was in and out, swipe the credit card. Don't really tell me much. Didn't give me much details of anything was going to happen. So I never went back. So as of most recently, I'm so lucky enough to have had 2 sessions at Removery Tattoo Removal. My tattoo on my arm that looks like a big black blob is now super light. I've had 2 sessions. I have a long road ahead of me. None of this stuff happens overnight. You cannot take a tattoo off in one sitting. You have to be patient. And it's painful. They ice you up, It's super fast. To me, it felt like a bunch of rubber bands. But what's more painful than that is looking at something on your body that you think you're stuck with for the rest of your life. That sucks. But now for me, I'm really happy I started this journey. I'm slowly going to get this tattoo removed. I never thought in a million years I'd have any kind of real estate on my arm. I don't even know what I want, but it's exciting. I'm so honored to announce that One Life, One Chance podcast is now with Removery. Call 866-934-4570 or go to removery.com. Use TobyH20 and get $100 off your first session. One of the most experienced tattoo removal companies in the world. Over 600,000 removal treatments done. 100 locations. US, Canada, and Australia. State-of-the-art Pico-Way laser technology. Cryo-technology to reduce any discomfort. This is so exciting for me because all I do in these podcasts is talk about tattoos. From day one, if you've been listening to this podcast, talk about tattoos, talk about getting removed, talk about getting covered up. So this is such a perfect fit for me. Definitely check out One Life, One Chance podcast, episode 281. I have Carmen Brody, Mike McTurnan, and Dustin Ortle from Removery. And this is over 2-hour conversation. People had submitted questions. It's an incredible conversation breaking down the do's, the don'ts, the fears, process, the results, everything you could imagine about getting a tattoo removed. It's all in this podcast. It's an incredible episode. I appreciate them all coming out for it. So check that out if you want to learn more about Removery and what it's like to get a tattoo removed. Once again, go to removery.com or call 866-934-4570. Use my code TobyH20 and get $100 off. These guys are located everywhere. Try it out.